On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, many happy returns to Anniversary 5, and also BB did the funny, and we have a new event previewed. Get your dog days of summer jokes in now. Hold on, I was going to introduce myself, but I'm being attacked by a spare hair in my eye.
Pain.
This is why I got a haircut. Alas, it's one of the long ones left on my head. Hello, anyway, this is Let's Talk FGO. I am one of your hosts, Omega, and apparently I am still the hairy one, as I was attacked by my own hair. With me, as always, the Dark Cloud Lucky.
Yep. Everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, a.k.a. 5 years down, many to go. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events with the JP and E version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should prepare to hear the salt.
Yep. Yep. It's one of those times.
It is one of those times. I should make sure the roll thread is refreshed.
No, it's good, because people have been rolling the Seraph banner.
Oh, that's true, okay.
And I suspect, spoilers for the future city, that people will actually, even for the lulls, be rolling on the CE banner and reporting their results, so.
Probably.
We'll keep it in mind. But yes, it's going to be spicy, salty, many things. I also realized I could have had a funnier joke and called Lucky Frog Puncher, but... Alright, calm down, Legendary. This is Let's Talk FGO, not What's Up. We've got other things to talk about. I have a very focused show notes for you.
Super focused.
But, before we get into that focus, I would still like to remind everybody this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Anka Comics, Argotic Timeblox G, Carlos Dragon, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Justin the Fate, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Sean Pryor, some guy named Robin Sergeant 23, and Varian the Crow. If you like what we do, want to do more, consider supporting us on Patreon and get access to episodes early and more, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support as always.
Thank you.
Alright, and now I can close that tab. Because we're in it to win it, folks. Let's Talk FGO. Plenty of big boy news today. JP hummin', bumpin', had a stream recently. Got stuff, doing things. Got even more stuff coming.
Excited.
And also, it's kind of funny how timely this is. Oh, though this does remind me, there was something I was actually going to talk about Lucky before the show, but now I'll just talk about Lucky on the show, because I was going to poll the audience anyway. Because technically, as we're recording this is just before Let's Talk FGO NA's actual calendar date anniversary. We'll be talking about what exactly it's going to be starting, but at midnight 10 at reset, we'll actually get started on the festivities early, just like JP did with their anniversary. They actually, I assume because of COVID delays and the fact that they had to, rehost their anniversary event, they had different stuff ready at different times, but the actual, anniversary celebrations will most assuredly start on July 3rd, but we're actually going to get some of the stuff tonight, which will be the same day if this episode is public to YouTube. The thing I forgot to mention earlier, we got distracted talking about how the weather is all blasty. No, he needs to log in tomorrow or tonight. All of you remember to, if you're listening to this episode, be prepared to log into FGO on the 25th, whether that's tonight or whatever. But that means that the stream for Anniversary 5 will be on a Sunday, which is not a normal recording day for us by any means. So I was thinking about some different things to do. My current best plan is, because we've got JP stuff and other regular news that'll come out and filter out, and people will be yelling, to probably record a regular show on Friday, and then because I think the stream is 120 minutes, because I think it's from... Actually, hold on. Let me go to the news desk. It's funny how I talked about the focus notes, and now I'm ad-libbing.
That's how you do.
It happens.
You had it, and it's gone.
Okay, yes, because it is from 1500 to 1620, so about an hour 20. But that's the middle of the afternoon for Lucky and the early evening for me, which is well before we usually do our Sunday stuff. So what we might do, and what I want to ask you, the audience, and obviously, get Lucky's input on it as well, we might just do a stream watch along, throw it up live. We've done this before, obviously, when JP's anniversary happened to coincide with an episode of Let's Talk FGO. So we could do it that way and just do a little stream watch along and talk about stuff and yell at people, with people, whatever.
Oh, so just pip in the stream and just...
Yeah, the usual stuff, and either have, FGO in the background or whatever in the background, or we just build an overlay.
All right.
We got a week to figure it out, so that was my thought in there. Also, Axe, I literally told you what time and how long, asking about interfering with our Sunday game. I literally planned it out. I am 5 head ahead of you. It's 15 o'clock Pacific, which is 3 p.m., and it's 6 for me, and it goes for an hour 20.
We usually don't start until 5.
Pacific, yeah.
Yes.
Which would be 8.
Fucking bats!
BC.
Die! Bitch!
Would you say they're goddamn bats?
Yes, they're goddamn bats.
Everything.
Listen, Dark Cloud 2 is an amazing fucking game. It is not without its fucking flaws, though.
That's true of everything. Since we're in the zone, I was very, very super gung-ho for Final Fantasy VII Remake doing the DLC, and then I fought the final boss. I got a little nettled. He has a lot of non-status effect-based HP drain with AoE attacks, and I was just kind of like, I don't really have a good way to grind in this DLC. I'm not sure I'm very happy with this. I'm going to put this down for a little bit and come back to it when I'm ready to hurrah up.
No, Lucky did commit to getting the premium PlayStation Plus, which, looking at the games, most of them are like, no, if I'm actually ever in a dearth for games, like, I'll definitely get my money's worth out of it. But then I look back at my shelf of games that I have yet to beat, and I'm just all like, that might be a bit.
It's true.
But still gonna be
and
exciting.
Steam Summer Sale. You won't get me this time, Gaben.
It might get me. It depends on. I think there's a couple things I maybe wanted on Steam, but I gotta.
I'll double check. There are some prices, but there's not a lot. The main thing for me is that some of the Surviving Mars DLC is discounted. I might want to do that, but I literally just got Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, and I am still very, very committed to actually replaying 7 Remake and Integrate. I just need to take a little bit of a break-seas.
I just got paid, so I now have cash.
I understand that. I've blown through most of my infusion of the daddy Google Bucks money on groceries and Fire Emblem, so. But that's okay. Patron Bucks rolls around in a couple of days.
I am mostly... Lucky's mostly on the floor if I want to try and spend and get another 6,000 Blue Archive premium currency. I forgot what they're fucking called right now. So I can spark a fucking Hatsune Miku, and I'm just all like, I rolled it for nostalgia purposes, but now that I've done this, I'm a little upset, especially since Blue Archive literally just unveiled Summer Wakamo, and I'm just all like, how fucking dare you give me another Chiwa Saito with fox ears? How dare you?
It happens.
So, Lucky has to make money decisions. Especially since, again, I just talked about this. I think I posted it. Yeah, I did post it on my Twitter. My Fate Extella Mahjong tiles came in, and those were like $120, because shipping's a bitch.
Yep.
So, Poseidon wanted his fucking cut.
As in, everybody wants their cut. I saw, Cyberpunk 2077 is doing a cool board game Kickstarter. I'm not a huge fan of their Kickstarter scheme, because I checked it out. It's $10 if you want to just support the project to support it. Not that matters. They fund it. And then all the stretch goals are Kickstarter exclusive extra miniatures and characters, which to get in on you have to pay $110, not counting shipping and VAT.
Oof. And
I'm just like, okay, all right. No, I don't know about that, folks. Yeah, that's cool that you've got like the solo mode expansion and fucking, minis for like V and all the other cool characters, but like, damn, dude, Zam.
Why do we need a board game? Can we just make a 2077 tabletop supplement?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I know some of this, because the new edition of the Cyberpunk RPG, Cyberpunk Red, came out around the same time as the video game. It's not quite to the 2077 timeline, but does have some of the elements in it. I could see them doing a cross promotion. That'd be pretty interesting. In case you guys didn't know, Cyberpunk was literally an RPG first.
Yeah.
But all right, let's fire it
up
up and check in with everybody's favorite Kohai Mash real quick. Let's get moving on the show. We've stalled for time enough.
I suppose.
Senpai, 起きてください.
Yes, that's right. It's Wake the Fuck Up Senpai. We're going to start for pro tips. So, this one is related to the special anniversary CE banner. So you do get 2 CEs for free. Don't forget that. We'll discuss more about the functions of that later. But there is a special banner you can roll, and it does have rate ups on it. There's a whole breakdown on the actual news item you can go check, but it's by regions of Japan, funnily enough. So you can figure out what day you want that way. So I would, check what's going to be rated up when, see what servants count as what regions. And also, somebody else brought this up in our Discord earlier. Consider, if you're gonna roll on it, even for shits and giggles, consider rolling before exchanging tickets, just so you don't get dupes. But yeah, it's a weird one. I honestly feels very baity with us knowing Castoria is, right around the corner. But it is a way to get extra CEs. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think you might consider it bait, but I consider it an improvement because in all other iterations of the anniversary series, there literally was no other way to get.
Yeah, no,
get them.
On the one hand, we know that obviously the anniversary servant is a, huge deal this year, a big seller, very, very important to the future, metagame. But like we said, this is the only opportunity we've had to expand outside of your limited number of CE picks. So, consider checking it out, seeing what's up if you want any of that stuff, and we'll go from there. And with that out of the way, let's also go in a really quickly check in with records from the throne, our regular achievement topic. And I wanted to bring this up because I was staring at it as I put her in a team comp earlier this week, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if I ever brought this up. I did protect my smile on Dino Wife.
Yay!
I did max her level. She still needs some skill work, but yeah, I completely forgot about that. If I'm pretty sure I didn't mention it because when I had rolled her, I had not gotten her up. But I mention it now.
This week I have something as well. I was in a surprising display of luck, fortune, and good karma. I guess I'll say. I managed to get me an MP2 Melt Lilith and just 60 quartz, which is very good because that's all I had on hand. That was basically my main goal. I would like to get my Passion Lip and my Melt both up to NP5, but with Castoria around the corner and several servants in the future that I definitely want to make Castoria, summer, I'm definitely deciding I have to peer bound on my wants and desires and my greed. God.
Yeah.
I'm up on my television screen. I am just looking at this fucking pixelation and we're like, Jesus Christ, PS2.
That's the PS2, everybody.
It is the PS2.
There weren't as many pixels back then.
If I wasn't probably going to stream Three Hopes tomorrow, I'd probably show people what I was talking about, and everyone would probably be rolling from the ground going, my eyes! Nah!
I did talk about off mic because you were talking about frame rates and stuff. That the only time I do notice when my internet quality of video is going down is when it drops to the 120p or what is it 240, and you're like, pixels be chunky today. Once we go above that, it's a little loosier goosier. But all right,
don't worry. Every once in a while, you'll get to see fresh and hot Three Hopes content from your boy Lucky.
Hey, that means I need to make sure to play a lot tonight.
Well, I'll probably not actually play it until tomorrow. So it'll be the hottest and the freshest.
Nice. It's good. We'll have stuff to talk about, new games to show off. People love that. Three Hopes is very popular. And also, funnily enough, it was also Edelgard's birthday recently. So
yes, it was.
You know me, I'm a tweeting. Hell, I already tweeted about Three Hopes. I took a picture of my TV of Rhea asking me, so you wish to join Edelgard's Black Eagles? Are you certain? Yes. Not a lot of preamble on that. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Hell, that's literally after 2 tutorial fights. You'll see it on stream, I'm sure. Lucky's played the Muso games. He knows what's up.
I do.
But okay, let's move away from the evils. We're fine. And we're gonna go ahead and tuck into... Did you finish your master missions? So they're pretty simple this week. You need to perform 30 FP summons, which reminds me, I need to go do that. I have not done that yet. You need to defeat 3 good servants, defeat 3 evil servants. So... And there's an interesting point here when I was double fact-checking all of this. I believe what FGO the app says is defeat 5 enemies with the human attribute, but according to sources on the internet, with testing, this only applies to servants with the human attribute. So it seems like there may have been a slight display error. Obviously, I would err on the side of caution if you really want those quartz frags. But that is what I have been informed. I did not have time to double-check it myself. And then defeat 15 Saber or Berserker class enemies, and defeat 15 Lancer Rider or Caster class enemies. Both of those not counting servants or certain bosses. I believe you should be able to tidy up most of this just doing your Seraph Maid interlude, because there are quite a few mooks in a lot of that. And God forbid if you're doing the high difficulty quest, which I am still in the middle of, because they are certainly quests with HP values. You'll probably clean up a lot of this other stuff. If not, a good old round of the Fuyuki will probably do you pretty good.
Solid.
Let me double check if there's any any weirdness. As usual, we source a lot of our work with the Reddit user who posts these. Yeah, Fuyuki XF includes humans and goods and evils, so you can run that one pretty good to get all your servant needs in, and then just pick on whatever other stuff you need. But yeah, that's Master Missions. Let's get to the good stuff. It's time for some news. We got a lot of it. FGO, especially in JP, very busy this week, though don't count out NA as well. So that's at our tail end. So first of all, the Moonsol event got updated on the 19th. There is a BB Summer banner. BB Summer Ray Up Solo. And also her costumes are now in the Red Prism shop. I'm going to guess they're free if you've cleared something. And also, Summer BB got a rank up. Not really sure why they held this one close to the vest, but they did. So, her self-mod is now also buffed, which now gives her an extra 20-30% attack for 3 turns, and 20 stars whenever you connect with an extra attack for 3 turns. Keeping in mind this is Summer BB, that second effect is probably stupid broken when you combine it with Faceless Moon. You just are like, BB has a Brave Chain, I'm going to lock that in for 3 turns. Stars. Keeping in mind she also gives herself a 30% attack up, and the self-mod is crit up and star gather as well, so pretty strong. Also, this makes me very sus. Are we going to see, in the year of our Lord and Savior, Nissan, 2022, are we going to see a Jolter buff, y'all?
Maybe?
Because she also has self-mod EX. And normally that's pretty good for her, but that's 2 self-mod EXs on both BBs that are updated, so I'm curious. Just going to throw that one out there. And then, of course, the big one in JP, we got Road to 7 Lost Belt 3, starting the 22nd, going until the 29th. Remember that date for later. There is a recollection video and some streams. The video had some voice dialogue for The Scene. You know the one. I believe somebody on our Discord linked it earlier with Timecodes if you want to hunt for it. We've got our usual brand of Road to 7 stuff, though. Interludes for Lost Belt 3 servants are available even if you haven't 7 them, which is a lot, by the way. Not only were there quite a few servants associated with Lost Belt 3, but also they have a lot of interludes. You've got half AP Lost Belt 3 free quests. You've got half AP interludes and rank ups for those guys. You've got double FP for everybody in the Lost Belt 3 crew, and plus 30% bond and double suck chance for them. And if you really want me to read the list, I will. I did not write it down because it's quite chunky, but our master list is Prince of Lanling, Qin Lang Yu, Red Hair, Old Man Lee, Pai Sen, Jinkei, Zhang Yu, Qin Shi Huang. So all of those guys get governed by our, all those effects. Double FP, double suck chance, 30% bond. Chat, remind me if this is new, or they did this already. There's also Lost Belt 3 related NPCs will be available for free quests. That sounds familiar. Did they do that previously? And basically what this means is they've got a special rotation where if you do free quests in Lost Belt 3, you will have available story NPCs for raisins.
Raisins.
Okay. Sorry, there's a page break. Next, Lanling's costume, his summer costume, is also in the RP shop. It is free if you code Lost Belt 3, and his NP is full screen now.
Yay!
There are also the usual recollection quests for summon tickets and teapots. So, interesting enough, we were curious at this list. It's Zhang Yu and Lanling, that double boss fight. It is Old Man Lee, and it is the final fight with Mothman. Which means they did leave out Python NPs you every turn. But still some good, memorable fights there, and it's not like they are softballing you if they put in the Old Man Lee. And there is a summon banner rotation of everybody in that list I just mentioned from Lost Belt 3. There's a summoning campaign, several lines, no waiting, all kinds of stuff up there if you want them. So, that's a return of some limited story-locked units, so it can be a decent collab. Alright, we also got Advanced Quests Part 6. This includes new CEs to buff your drop rate on octuplet crystals, pages, and gears.
They're really chugging along with those.
Yeah, they're doing like 3 a pop now. It's very strong. Wonder if they'll be able to import some of these improvements faster over here.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get them a bit earlier. Just how soon, I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, we're blitzing through the materials. We're clearly into the silvers now. Yes, shells I believe were last batch, along with hero proofs. So yeah, we're speeding along. Bones have already been in this list, and Void Dust. So quite a wide variety. We're only up to Silver Mats, it seems like, so we're working through. I don't think they've also... Did they do Chains? Is there actually a good list of all those CEs they've done? Let me double check. Dust, Bones, Fangs, Proofs, Shells, yes, definitely, and Feathers. I think Feathers was last batch as well. Yeah, so it seems like they're going in rough order, that the launch stuff. So I don't think they've done Chains or Stakes yet, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. We're backfilling. It's great.
It's great.
Also, we have during this whole batch, we got a pre-announcement. We have announced what the next event will be. The name is Nanmei Yumehari Hakenden. I attempted to get Google to translate exactly what they mean by that, but it did not. So, I'm
not entirely sure, but I think it's something close to oh god, what was it? I looked up some translations, but a bow's involved.
Yes.
That's all I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. And I would not be surprised if there's some kind of dog reference in there.
Well, it probably is. Well, this is you can talk about the details about it first, I guess. Then I will gush about Japanese classics.
So it requires Lost Belt 3 clear. They were warning you about this. There will be a stream the 29th, which is also when the Road to 7 ends. So, I think it will happen the 29th of June, because it says it's going to happen in June. And they have already confirmed our bonus servant list. It includes Barghest, Izo, Lobo, Hokusai, regular, not summer, and all the archers will be counted as bonus servants. Will be damage and bond up. And
there are many
somebody
dogs.
Posted a tentative translation. Yeah, it's Legend of the 8 Dogs and the Southern Bow.
Southern Bow. Yeah, no, because if we're doing Legend of 8 Dogs, that means we can only be referencing the Nanso Satome Hakkaden, which is basically the story of 8 dogs, a classic Japanese novel. Well, actually, it's more of an epic. It's very long.
Yeah, it is. It is. What I believe the correct term is epic novel, because it is not poetry like an epic poem. It is prose, but it's very long. Very long. Written and published over 28 years, according to Wikipedia. Why is Hokusai there? I'm going to guess because it was made during the Edo period. And when I tab over the Edo period link in Wikipedia, the image it shows me is the Great Wave off Kanegawa. So, I think that's why, guys. Kind of closely associated.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Hokusai did some work on it. I'm not sure. I haven't actually lined up the years.
I mean, I would not be surprised if there was not a Hokusai print of some of the stuff, probably. But yes,
but the Hakkaden is basically a story of basically 8 warriors who all have dog in their family name, who join forces to battle for Satomi clan under Fusehime.
Yes.
Who basically has to marry a dog god.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I'm pretty sure with, Southern Bow, we're probably getting a new archer, and I'm kind of leaning on the fact that it's probably going to be Fusehime herself.
Yeah.
Probably.
That'd be pretty interesting. It also involves collecting tchotchkes. There's some collectibles involved. They've got to recover some beads.
Oh, yeah. Tamatoma is probably incoming.
Yeah.
If I do remember. Yeah.
If Tamatoma's just Mudrock. A giant robot man is just a hot chick inside. I mean, they are a Miyamoto, right?
Yes. I believe that's Ushiwaka's uncle, I believe.
Big boy. But yeah, you even if you are not directly familiar with the Hakkaden as well, first of all, been highly influential on obviously a lot of Japanese film, anime, and manga.
Oh yeah.
You could argue there's a potential link to the story structure of Dragon Ball, Inuyasha, etc. But also, this is literally I'm not even gonna call it a side quest. This is a primary quest in Okami. They're actual dogs in that because you were an actual wolf. They are warriors who are called dog in the original novel. But yeah, you literally just do that side quest. Get damn orbs back. Let's show me power orbs. I remember that one. It took a while. The bunkening. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. we're all fans of Japanese classics down here. And
Oh, definitely.
seems like they're doing some fun stuff. And that's what we got so far for JP, plodding along, bringing you the juice. New content coming.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for more of a more, I guess I want to say the word is an evolved event, like OQ and CCC has been, especially if we get more Sakura faces involved, but I don't think that's going to happen with this one.
No, this seems like a thematic event in order to maybe add some new characters and clear our backlog of a few things.
No, I definitely get that. It makes me think, actually, it's just one of those small events, like Rashomon, Onigaishima, all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we did some of those. Though, obviously, those also involved things that made the audience very happy because those events had raids. I wonder if this one will have raids. We could have 8 raids.
When was the last time we had raids? Well, in JP, I should say.
I believe there were raids in Tunguska, but Tunguska is also literally a story chapter. We talked about this. Tunguska went straight to main interlude, do not pass go. So, I don't know when the last time we had a raid-like game event. I guess technically the Case Files rerun? But that was not a full raid event. That was like, hoo-hoo, surprise, Barbatos is back.
Ta-da! Punch.
When was the last time we had a proper... Yeah, like I said, Tunguska did have raids, but again, that went straight to story. So you're not going to get a rerun of those raids even, probably. So, yeah, I didn't even know when the last time we had a raid event was. We do know raids are fun for the whole family, so, we'll see. Speculation, go wild. I'm very interested to see, with the focus on archers, obviously.
If we focus on archer, we're definitely going to get a new archer. I was thinking Fusahime could be one, because I do believe there are depictions of Fusahime with a bow in some artworks and stuff, but I did temporarily forget about Tamatomo, who I do believe was classed as an archer.
Also, makes sense. We've discussed about this.
Yeah.
The time period from around Ushi's era is samurai were way more on the horse archery leaning than swordsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
I'm excited.
Some stuff going on. You got some archers. We'll see what happens. I always love to see it. We've only got until, let's see, it's the 29th, so that is a Wednesday. I think if I remember news just correctly, they said that stream will occur at 7 a.m. my time, though, so once again, we'll catch that VOD later. But, as I said earlier, NA is not entirely without news that you guys want to hear, of course. So, we are getting the FGO 5th Anniversary Countdown campaign starting, as of this recording, tonight. Starts technically, the small hours of the 24th, going until the 15th of July. So, log in on the rollover date on the 24th/25th. So, log in, basically tonight if you're a patron, and then log in today if you're watching this live on YouTube. In fact, if at any point you see this on YouTube, log in. Because I don't know if this thing will be fully rendered, uploaded, and processed before midnight anyway. But you get 30 Saint Quartz. It's because it starts with the 6 in the month. 30 Saint Quartz right away. We have confirmed the anniversary panel will be streamed. We were talking about that last week. We knew there would be a panel. We didn't know it would be a stream. They have confirmed. Stram.
Bam.
And it will be as I said, it'll be at 1500 Pacific time on the 3rd. Aberkawa will be there. Kanayoshiki will be there.
I'm excited.
Yep. We also, this release will have the memorial quests. So get ready for all that fun stuff. Completing the memorial quest will reward you with 2 CE exchange tickets. I think it's the Fuyuki one and then the Lost Belt 1 and 8 summon tickets total. And this also includes the CE exchange, so you can exchange for 2 CEs, obviously, with the tickets, and then there will be a banner during this time period with the rate-up by region of Japan, because this is the Japan travel-focused one. So there's quite a variety. Let me see, yeah. They even have a little graphic for it. So they've divided these into blocks. You've got the Kyushu block, the Kansai block, Chugoku and Shikoku block, Tokai and Hokuriku, Kanto and Koshin block, and then Hokkaido and Tohoku block. And the CEs are fairly distributed between these blocks. So you can double check your rate up, you can figure out who you want to get all your stuff. I'm pretty sure my 2 free picks will be Aresh and Ishtar.
The Wombo combo. I'm not sure who I want.
There's a few out there. I mean, there is the banner. I do know that I have a weekly ticket, so, we can see what happens. I don't really know what the distribution. Are they 4 or 5-star CEs, everybody? I don't know how that interacts with the normal distribution rate. But I might throw some tickets at it. Who knows? We got like a week before Castoria. And we'll get monthly tickets anyway. So I'll see. I'm not going to roll St. Courts because we're very close. But like I said, some tickets for some fun. See what happens. It's, it's an interesting scheme. I appreciate at least they've given us the effort to do the both.
Yeah.
So, it gives you more options. I don't think it's quite a perfect system, but it's out there. And, you get to... It's got some good arts. Some fun stuff. I would like to warn everybody, though, they are technically what CEs you can exchange are locked to how far you've gotten in story. The latest one is only Atlantis, not Olympus, so most people should probably be caught up that they can get all their CEs. And even then, it's only like a couple for the last one. The big one is that there are some EOR limited ones. I believe you have to have completed Shimosa for some of them. But it's like, it's locked by, like I said, just general progression. Like, I think the only Atlantis one is Sei Shonagon, which is a very lovely CE, and Sei is great, but it's, it's different limits to different things. The bulk of them are still in part 1, so yeah, you should still have a decent amount of selection to get through, but personally, I don't really mind this system. 1, because we stay caught up on story content as best as we can, and 2, it's a nice little thing to, limit the pool to characters you would be familiar with, because you've, been playing the game. Okay, but I think that is the bulk of the newsies.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a solid 40-ish minutes of going. And,
so with that, let's move on to Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say in Cormac accordingly. I think I flubbed like 3 times during that, and I just forced myself to keep going. Just keep going. But we have 15 today, and we will get through them swiftly enough with a moderate amount of faffening.
Yeah.
But without further delays, let us get started right meow. And our first one comes from The Eternal Storm, who says, "Good evening to the both of you, and thank you for birthday wishes. I had something on my mind that I wanted to bounce off of you. Question, what do you think about FGO doing a musical event or adding a musical trait to some of its servants, and or introduce a servant that works with this trait? Thank you for both of your time, and be well. I would like to remind you that we are getting the Waltz in the Moonlight?
Waltz in the Moonlight Lost Room.
Yes. Well, it doesn't add a musical trait. We will be doing a musical event theme and have a musical servant in the almighty and powerful Mixa. All the characters do have their own songs, and it is gonna be a lovely time. Also, everyone gets to throw down for Crane and see her get very hot and bothered over clothing, which I'm on the fence over. I'm like, I like weird women, but do I throw for her? Do I throw down for her? I don't know.
Crane is cool.
But actually adding a musical trait, I think, would be a little weird, as we are already drowning in traits right now. I would like to avoid trait bloat.
Yeah, I think the trait system should be better adding to the effects, which that event does anyway, as Mixa interacts with the quote-unquote mechanical trait, which actually matters because it applies to lots of mobs and several servants. So, you get to have mechanical interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do a straight up musical event, the rhythm style homage. I mean, technically FGO has done, I think some of the stage plays have musical elements. Who the fuck knows these days? You can turn anything into musical.
If I remember correctly, don't certain ones get buffs depending on where they're standing in the thing, like they're standing on stage or something?
Yes, I do believe that in the rhythm game event in Waltz collab, where you position your servants actually matters. Like, someone in front is in the lead gets a certain bonus, somebody who's backing gets a different bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have a little fun there.
Alrighty. So let us move on. Hang on 1 second. Alright. So this next one comes from My Summer Musashi goes even more burr after reaching level 103. They say, "Hey, Lucky and Mega, hope everything is fine on your side. Just wanted to ask if one of you two already started to go beyond level 100 with a servant, and if so, which servant is it? While my extreme egg hunting allowed some of my Summer Musashi to go from 100 to 103, it really let me realize just how much experience 20,311,500 or better 60,934,500 for all 3 levels is. The things we do for our waifu, right? Have a nice weekend, you two. Be strong and save your St. Courts until Castoria drops in a little bit over a week, and stay healthy and accident-free." Ha ha! I spent all my quartz on a melt. And I am happy with that decision.
Not the scale. Also, to answer your question, no, I'm waiting for new dailies, because it's a fuck ton of EXP.
No, I haven't done it either. Well, but my problem is more choice paralysis. I'm not sure where to begin and where to end.
That's also true.
But
There's a variety of things. Like, if I was going to be meta, it's probably best to feed those extra 101 levels to my Space Ishtar.
Spice.
Because, she's a pretty in-demand servant who does stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, I also get oodles of mileage out of my other level 100s in normal classes. Like I said, doing the Cauldron high difficulty quests, I have gone to the well of my, level 100 Aresh and level 100 Mordred a couple of times.
Alrighty, so let us keep moving on swiftly on. This next one comes from the Abandoned Warehouse, who says, "Hello, Lucky Omega. Hope you're having fun on your revisit to Seraph. Workers from the Throne. Just like week, I hit 1,100 days on NA, and also my first Bond 15 servant. Helena worked very hard. Question, have you reached Bond 15 with any servants? Good luck and good rolls. Arrivederci." Unfortunately, no.
No, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and unfortunately, I split my time between too many things to focus as much on FDO as I really should. Like, again, I keep telling myself I need to actually download the bot so I can just get some mindless grinding done while I do like 8 other things. Okay, that's a lie. Not 8 things, but like 3 things. I'm usually trying to do 3 things at once.
Yeah, I've been doing a few things because I've been balancing like, TV or other stuff, but when I'm working hard on projects, I cannot devote extra time to it.
Legendary, yes, drop me that link. Pass me that good shit.
Give him the juice.
Give me that juice.
Hey, I just realized it's instead of hits bong, it's hits bot. Hey. This is the jokes everybody comes here for.
I got Delta Brain on the brain too much. Guys, I spent a lot of time over the past 2 days coming up with an in-game excuse of why fucking hypergeometry works. And I basically, like, madman rambled at people about
That's okay, Lucky. Not only did I spend way too much time working on the, hold on. Sorry. Felt that one coming. Not only did I spend way too long doing the glossary and tradecraft table for that, and digging up all the weird, Delta Green slang from the far corners of the internet I could. I want to ask the Delta Green mailing list why they use the term goth girl for random NPC characters who aren't involved with anything.
Really?
Is that like a trend in the 2000s or something? Yeah, no, I found that on the Fairfield project, which is the Delta Green wiki service. So, I'm like, all right, I have to include this because it's so weird, but I really want to understand the etymology for this.
I'm gonna have to fucking, god damn it.
But all right. But also just today, I was gonna bring this up on WhatsApp, but I can mention it now. We got a little bit, we do a little faffing here. I was recently, because somebody commented on it, I was recently rewatching the fail betrayal we all did about Magic the Gathering. It was kind of our April Fool's episode / a birthday special for Dallas. And like, I have really got it in my brain, like doing a variant of that for Warhammer 40k, possibly in 2 parts. The first part would basically be a slideshow presentation where I talk about all the different factions and their aesthetic, and then I'm like, and then look what sculptors have done to this aesthetic would be the second part. Look at this print. Look at this screening. But like, literally my brain has been rolling over how I would format such a stream / video like all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably discuss that, my plans and like what level I would go for that for a little bit later in What's Up. But yeah, like, I totally understand like just getting a mad project idea and just being like, I literally, my parents are gone for the weekend, so I'm home alone minding the cats. Like, literally, I'm pacing in my kitchen, just like, okay, so I would talk about this, and then we could talk about that, and then I'd show this image. Like, yeah, it do be like that sometime.
It do.
But because I do things like that, we haven't gotten anybody to 15. I don't think I've got anybody to 11 yet. I'm working on it. I have a couple of servants who are bond grailed.
Yeah, my Tamamo and my Tamacat are literally just like slivers away from reaching 11.
If people are wondering, for me, it's funnily enough, my 2 bond grailed servants right now is Mordred and Arash. I refuse to stop Stellaing. I love it too much.
Gee, how many fucking apples do I have right now? This is a good question. Lucky, you have 337 apples.
Nice.
Yeah, I should probably start burning those. Burns down to I at least have like 100.
I mean, we should be getting something. I don't think we'll get rank ups right away. There hopefully be some stuff coming though. I'm obviously working on some of the. I'm actually enjoying doing some of the main interlude stuff with Seraph and whatever. I am also like I've realized I really do need to take a $5 and when I've got a free evening, do some interludes and some rank ups. I've got a backlog. Maybe I wonder if we'll get half AP during anniversary.
We should, don't we normally do?
Yeah, we definitely usually get half AP dailies and stuff. I'll have to see if it's rank. It might be rank ups because we get new rank up quests. Even if there's not half AP, there'll be new rank up quests, so maybe that'll be a good time to schedule it for me because I'll be doing stuff. We'll be getting free dailies. You'll get the double suck. Hopefully, we get boosted dailies for more EXPs. We can get 5-star EXPs, maybe. Hoping, praying. But yeah, okay. I think that's that question.
That is that question. So we go move on. The next one comes from the man who refuses to stop starting. God, I hate that. His alias with the man who. What's up? Hopefully non-sleeky Lucky has returned. If not, I hope you get some rest. My question this week is, has there been some servant you have found to be disrespectful or bitter from their original source? I always felt like Quetzalcoatl was a bit too much in the fan service side of things and didn't speak nearly enough Spanish, really lacking the Mexican servants. Don't get turned into piggies and stay safe. Seem a bit judgmental there, I want to say.
I mean, Quetz speaks Spanish, period, which is better than quite a wide variety of servants.
It's like, you can't see me, but I'm doing some weird finger wiggling motions here. I'm just being like, do you want Quetz to only speak in Spanish and completely fuck over people who can't speak Spanish? Like,
also,
I don't understand
that is a good point. Quetz would be speaking what? I think, is it Nahuatl is the Aztec language? Or is that a different... You'd think I'd know this considering how deep I am in other,
Some Latin American fucking language.
Yes. There's quite a few of them, actually. I'm not an expert in them. But, she's a luchador, so she does speak of the Spanish. It's in her NP lines.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what the hell is...
it's Nahuatl.
Like, I don't know, like... I'm a person, like, I adopt the attitude I really don't care about a lot of design choices.
I know one. There is one for you, Lucky.
What?
You were very upset about Bunyan when it first happened.
Yeah, but I got over that.
Yeah, you got over it. That's important. But there is a historical example, but you're kind of over it. I'm trying to think. Was there anybody who really bothered me? Is there? I'm scratching my chin.
I try just to take a I don't care approach because, like, that was someone's design choice and they put the fucking work into it. Did I have any say or, draw any lines on the design? Hell no, so why should I say shit?
Well, and everything, it's also just, whatchamacallit, like, FGO is full of myths and historical and, like, public domain characters, so it's not like they're beholden to a singular vision.
Axe being passively-aggressively salty. So, I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of tits and ass, but I look at some designs, I'm all like, that is not nearly as much tits and tats as it can be, as I literally am playing, Destiny Child right now, and Last Origin, which is literally just like, hey, we're close to sex, but we're not actually.
Yeah, FGO really, I think is a midpoint. It's not like what I would call a completely wholesome game, especially if you want to talk about non-sexual content. The games can be, very violent and dark with their subject matter as well. But, at the same time, their design decisions are not purely decided by horny brain, and not necessarily how their marketing is handled, right? Like if you think about what does FGO tweet about, they're just as likely to tweet about, yo, Ivan's on raid up tonight, as they are to be like, yo, Saber's on raid up tonight, check her out, kind of a thing, right? Yeah, whereas Azure Lane is just like, hello, we're gonna dump you the character the character sprite sheet for all of our latest costumes. No, we don't care how much tits and ass you can see. Fight me on the oceans, they say.
And historic inaccuracies are one thing, but if characters are actually historically accurate, they'd be very boring. Jesus.
And also, I'm gonna drop this one on you. Not quite whataboutism, but just because they're historical, assuming that they are factual would be wrong, because history is written and consumed by humans who are not objective. And unfortunately, humans have not possessed objective sensor data for a long time. The art of photography is not that old, right? So prior to photography, you only had impressions made by artists and, whatever. A photo can actually roughly capture, like, what the real, like, light and shade is. Same with, like, audio recording and stuff like that. So modern history, I think we are closer to, like, objective facts in that we can record them, but it's still a subjective issue. I mean, no, Fion's... Sorry, dry throat all of a sudden. I'll drink my water in a second. No, Fion's a perfectly okay design character-wise. I mean, he does have a spear. They do conflate his spear with his sword in terms of names, but it's not really that weird. The failing of, like, design-wise is just they gave him a bad kit, but they also gave their own original characters awful kits. Hi, Launch Emiya. You sucked. You were terrible. I played you to death, and I've got you at, like, NB7, but damn. Well, everybody's the hero of their own story, and we presented Deermud first, where, it's kind of a thing. FGO doesn't really fight him too much about that. That's more of a Fate Zero thing, but that you would need to talk to the Uro Butcher himself about his design decisions. But that's a deeper conversation for a different time. I'm gonna go grab my bottle of water so I don't explode.
I think my final thought is...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, hold on, I haven't actually left yet. I have to take my headphones off. But if we're gonna talk about how, like, characters look different, like, yeah, whatever. Like, honestly, gonna be real, Fate Zero design, not cool. He's just a weird beard guy. It might be more historically accurate. That's not interesting. Anyway, now I'm actually going to step away for a second.
Also, don't pick fights about people having different designs for the same character. That is literally constantly fucking happening. Don't nitpick, you fucking assholes. You're only causing yourself undue stress. But on the subject of fan service, I don't understand why... I genuinely don't understand why some people consider fan service to be such a bad thing. I really don't. I am a healthy male. I enjoy seeing tits and ass and abs and other various parts of the female body, and I like it when they are exposed in some sort of form or media. This does not necessarily mean that I, go out into the real world and desire and lust upon the women in thine real life.
You're looking, respectfully.
And so, like, if it's something in fantasy, it can stay in fantasy. And if it's fantastical, it's not real, and it doesn't fucking matter. Again, this is one of those weird things I find about people who, like, I constantly question if people cannot separate real life from fantasy. I do know there are some cases of that, but again, I'm just like, why would you look at a 2D PNG waifu and think that you can relate to that character the same way you can relate to a real person?
Well, and it's the same thing that always goes back to this argument that keeps being brought up and debunked about connecting violence in fiction. Do a lot of people like to pearl clutch about playing violent video games and watching violence on TV, but as far as I know, actually, I don't know. I don't think we know for sure. Bedivere had a female voice actress. I don't think we saw enough of Bedivere in Fate Stay Night to say whether or not Bedivere was supposed to be a woman or not.
That'd be cool.
There's also been some back and forth debate before Fate Apocrypha about Mordred's gender being locked in, and even then, some people in the fandom also interpret a little loosier-goosier, which I've talked about before. The Japanese pronouns in writing do not always help. What I was going to say about the violence was that, as far as I know, double check me, everybody. But stats don't reflect this. Like, yes, like, violent games, if you have kind of a, like, explosive or aggressive personality, like, those kinds of things can trigger it, but they're still...
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing over Bedivere's eyes and chin. They're killing me.
The Fate Stay Night era Bedivere is I have not seen that comparison in a long time. It's just like, damn, you really do just look like a slightly more square-faced Artoria. I feel like the artist may have been a little lazy.
Damn you, Takeuchi!
Takeuchi, just because you gave him a slightly squared chin doesn't mean that this isn't just still Saber's hairstyle without the ahoge.
Yeah, damn it.
I mean, Takeuchi himself did not draw this literally because these are frames from the anime,
they're
but
mimicking Takeuchi's style. That's
yeah.
But still.
He assuredly supplied the concept art, and the anime artist did not get more adventurous. I mean, the
Also,
hairstyle's
again,
the funny thing. This is definitely like somebody called Takeuchi up for the Fate Stay Night anime and was like, "Hey, buddy, I just realized we're gonna show Bedivere on screen for like 2 seconds. We need concept art." And he was like, "Shit, what do I do? What if I just draw taller?"
Also, listen, don't blame people for fucking same faces. Most artists actually have this fucking habit of using very similar faces because it's part of their fucking style.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, I know the Only 8 Faces commentary, and, like, obviously you can try a lot of different tips and tricks, but it's... Oh, there is, in fact, the original concept art. I do think this hairstyle actually... No, okay, I can see the braids kind of at the back. It's a little bit of a low
Yeah, no, his hair's supposed to be more down. Also, he has 2 arms, I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, they didn't go for that style yet. It's always interesting.
Yeah, actually, no, I think the animators did him a disservice. I really do.
Yeah, they also... It's funny, like, he looks, I think, way bigger in the anime because they gave him a very big, poofy cloak. He's, like, not, like, really slim, but slimmer in the concept art. And you can see his hairstyle from the back, which is actually, like, a double ponytail. It looks different. So, some of the face
I bet
stuff
whoever
with
was
the
animating Saber was the one animating Bedivere, and you're just like, shit! I can't figure out this hair! Do something I already know!
Well, no. Bedivere should always be missing an arm.
Yeah.
The fact that our Bedivere has the Argart Lam is specific, but no, he should not have both arms all the time.
Nope.
But we didn't really get to that detail. That's okay. The complexity of our understanding of Arthurian scholarship has differentiated over the years. But boy, we really got in the weeds in that one. They were FGO weeds, but still very weedy. But yeah, no. Like personally, I agree with you, Lucky. What you were talking about while I was gone, that I caught some snippets of, is just like, people say like, oh, the fan service. I'm like, whatever. You know, if the character's cool and appealing, like sometimes you can try and push for fan service and end up so absurd it's a little funny, or it's weird, and like sometimes you can have design choices which are kind of, the artist makes ideas that get through editing that do not necessarily match up with like the technical details. Everybody knows with like a famous one is Anne and Mary, where Mary's not actually that short. She's still like 5 foot. It's just that the artist has, in comparison, by making Anne taller and boobier, is like just like, fuck it. I've completely lost my sense of perspective. Which is, it's a shame, but it happens. I mean, and we can't even really like mock or nitpick FGO for this, guys. I don't know if you know this, but historically, Star Wars has an issue with canon character heights. Despite the fact that actors obviously have height, in the breadth of the EU, canon Star Wars characters have had heights different than their live action actors for some reason. Why? I don't fucking know. But so, like, I'm not gonna fight FGO that they can't get their perspective right versus their measurements when that apparently applies to live action as well. Bigger Luke. I'm not gonna explain that one, internet. You're just gonna have to roll with it. That's it. Yes, Axe, you are correct. Much like some writers, some artists do not necessarily scale.
Oh no, that is so true. Oh my god.
And that is definitely the benefit of of having an art style and a stylized look, is that you can do something that is weird with proportions or distance or whatever, and not necessarily. Oh, you just check Twitter? Yeah, I think that was before we started recording, but I also had a double take. We're talking about a crony quote out of context.
I'll just on Twitter, why? Well, that's all a matter of perspective, and perspective is due on your eyes. And guess what? Everyone has weird fucking eyes who all have different fucking focal ranges. It's fucking madness.
There is a reason why certain kinds of, like, learning and developmental and cognitive tests check for your spatial awareness, because guess what? Different humans are different at that stuff. Some people are really good at numbers in their head. Some people are really good at judging relative size, shapes, and spatial positioning. I think everyone really from tests I have pretty good spatial awareness. But it's been a while since I checked, so who the fuck knows?
I probably don't. Anyway, we've talked long enough about this, so let us move on. Thank you very much for that. This next one comes from Might Just Grail Saint Saber Alter 2100. Just a flex. That is indeed some flexing. Question: for the servants that have the faces of non-servant FSN characters, Ren, Tsukushiro, which ones do you think would be most popular if they had completely different faces, but let's say the same artist drew them for consistency? Just interested in y'all's opinions. Hope y'all are doing well. Yaller.
I mean, that's still pretty... Because, well, obviously, I think some of the popularity of those characters is the fact that they do the classic face move. But, like, also, those characters are all really involved?
I mean, I can't admit... I mean, I love Kama because she is a Sakura face.
Yeah.
You know? And all the Sakura 5. It's all like, yes!
Well, but I mean that, like, while the Sakura
really
5 are meant to be Sakura faces, they are still, like, they all have slightly different, like, qualities and facial shapes, you know? Like, they have similar features, but they're different enough. Only BB is, like, really close to actual Sakura. Like, Passion Lip is drawn a little bit, like, softer, and Melt, I think, has a little bit of, like, a sharper face.
Well, it's definitely kind of a mom thing. Like, they are, like, her, you know, quote-unquote children.
Yes. They look related, but not that. So,
yeah,
if you did that kind of drawing, like... And I mean, I think there are supposed to be, like, alternate depictions of, like, Ishtar out there. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Ishtar and Aresh would still be very popular because of their story involvement. Probably the same with Old Man Muramasa, right? Like, he's still a cool guy. The fact that he's Shiro is neat because that lets them, you know, use music cues and stuff.
Honestly, I don't think people would be as... People wouldn't have been as Muramasa Win if it wasn't Emiya Shiro.
No, true. I do not think they would be quite the same way, especially considering that as Servant Muramasa, he's, you know, constantly walking around with an ab out. But
if it wasn't an Emiya face, I'm pretty sure he'd be just in the long list of current male characters we just don't have, and people are generally... What's the word I want to say? I don't want to say angry about, but vibrating about. Yeah,
I don't know if he'd necessarily still be waiting, because obviously he would still be a story important character.
Yeah.
And he would fit the mold of a lot of stuff they do at New Year's. But yeah, it would not be the same, I don't think. I do kind of want to say, unfortunately, I also kind of feel the same way about Parvati. Like, she's very cool. She got a trial quest. She got some things in OQ. I do not think people would... Well, I mean, some people would have been jazzed anyway because, ooh, quick loops. Look at all this NP gain. But in general, I don't think she would have been quite as popular if she wasn't just Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
But it also goes to show you that, you know, looks are not everything, because, like, with OQ, for instance, Lady Kazuga literally just inhabits Parvati's body and shows up sometimes, but she's still, like, such a force of personality that we're like, yo, Kazuga, win. I mean, I think people would still be interested in her. I just feel like, definitely for FGO, a lot of the initial buy-in, especially because she started with just a trial quest, was like, ooh, hey, here's our official, you know, Sakura face pseudo-servant. As seen with the power of redrop, Kama could have slightly different designs. We could have just done male Kama, and I think people would still be jazzed.
No, male Kama, like, again, I'm still hoping for a male Kama servant release.
That'd be pretty cool. It's like a side or something.
I mean, the design still really works.
Yeah, no, it's still very interesting. So, like, definitely I think a lot of these characters, because they also have such big story merits, would still be desired. I do not think that they would be the non-waifu-y ones, or super husbando-y in the terms of, like, a male Kama design, for instance. Damn redrop. But, like, I do not think they would be as popular, but they would still be popular and still be desired. If only because, like I said, the game keeps showering us in their content. That said, honestly, like, being a previous gen character can keep you popular even though you're not. Because, like, for instance, I would point people to non-small Medusa and non-small Medea, who are, like, still quite liked in terms of, like, artists and people being like, yo, buffs when, costume when, that kind of stuff, but are definitely not, I feel, as represented in the game as their game-exclusive small versions, for some reason. But yeah, there you go. There's your thoughts on that one.
So let's move on.
Oh, actually, before we move on, I completely forgot because I got stuck in the question. But when the person read their alias, I was like, I immediately thought of the weird flex, but okay.
No, I don't think we need an old Chrome Medea. Now, Medea's big two things were, you know, the Argonaut and, Medea.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be averse to actually getting to show off her Chariot of Helios and some of the other shit she has in lore that never gets touched on. But, hey, Lasagna, you could accomplish that with Rider Summer Medea. Just a heads up. You could do it. It would be fine. You could actually play into her stuff.
Give her summer neutral because her she does have the sun as a relative.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
And also give me summer Medusa.
Yes.
The glasses were a good start, but come on. Help brother out, Takeuchi. It's been 10,000 years.
So we're going to move on. I'm forcing this forward.
We're
go.
going.
This next one comes from Moon is contemplating life choices. They say, question. Hello there, Lucky Meg. I hope you're doing well as always. Since it's 1 a.m. for me as I'm writing this and I'm hungry, what is your favorite late night snack? Favorite late night snack, huh?
I mean, I try to avoid snacking too much late at night. It's not good for your sleep patterns and digestions.
I think my guilt, it's not necessarily a late night snack, but I have been having a guilty pleasure of getting some string cheese, then getting a piece of jerky, and then eating them at the same time.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Get that smooth savory, and then get that, that sharp and spicy. I'm just like, yes, delicious. How dare me?
I'll occasionally go if I want something late at night with a little bit more substance. I'll do make your own cheese crackers. Just, take a slice of cheese, get some saltine crackers, split up the slice of cheese between the crackers. It's relatively
I take that back. What? I haven't had it in a while because, again, I am trying to not eat as much. Why is that a Murasaki with abs? I mean, also, why not, but...
Listen, Lucky, I don't know why these things happen, just these things appear to me, and I retweet them.
You did retweet this.
Yes. Somebody also posted an art dump, but yeah, I retweeted it.
It's talking about very lewd things. I don't know if is that safe for my safer... I don't know. Moving on, me.
My personal line is just so long as there's not a boob in it, or a nip, technically.
Actually, I would have to say, my late night snack it's actually a cheese sandwich. It's been one of the things, in the middle of the night when I don't want to think, I just grab 2 slices of bread, I put a fuck ton of mustard on them, I slam on 4 slices of whatever cheese I have, and I just eat that.
Fair enough.
I eat my sandwiches very weirdly. I always eat all the crust around the sandwich first. Then I enjoy the delectable center.
As a late night snack or a default sandwich?
The what?
Sorry, Axe is just mine is roast beef, and I'm like, hold on, you need to clarify that comment a little bit more. I don't really know.
I said that. I was all like, "Do you just make an entire roast at when you get hungry at night?"
No, he just eats the roast beef. He even says sandwich bread is optional. Okay, hey, whatever floats your boat. For me, usually it's like a cracker. I don't try to eat, especially if it's getting later at night. I don't try to eat sweets a lot because that gets you jazzed up and then you crash and it's weird. But I prefer a little bit of the cracker. But also sometimes I'll just late at night, if I'm I feel a little bit peckish, I'm kind of no, I don't really need anything to eat. I'll just, drink some water and chew gum. But definitely a little bit, like I said, a little bit of cracker action. Eat a couple saltines, maybe put some cheese between them. Can't go too crazy on the cheese, though. Too much cheese, you get the brain dreams. The cheese brain. Then again, I'm not sleeping super well because it's been fucking hot lately. Thankfully, I finally got a goddamn haircut, so my head is not super sweaty at night.
Speaking of sweat, Yorha is really going all out with fucking muscles and sweat recently. I did get it, but Yorha, what you up to, girl? Disclaimer, I don't actually know if Yorha is a girl, but it seems appropriate to say. Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that Patreon comment. We're gonna move on. Guys, support us on Patreon at any level. I know you can't listen to the show live, but you can get access to the audio, and you can see the patron chat. You can put 2 and 2 together.
So, this next one comes from the Tyrant King contemplating whether to get a 1K card. Question. Hey, Love and Thunder, Lucky, and Ragnarok Omega. With summer season of anime fast approaching, which series are you looking forward to? Also, have any of you tried online crane games? There's online crane games?
Yes, there are. I've seen them. I have never tried them, though, to answer your question.
Are they actually live and they mail you your prize if you win something, or are they just some weird digital thing?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, people in chat are saying yes. I do believe it is a live stream video.
What?
And if you win, they will just ship it to you.
Amazing.
Yeah, but also it's a crane game with shipping. I feel like there's no way that can be economically feasible.
It's not, but sometimes you just gotta do stupid things and enjoy your fucking stupid time. That's how Lucky lives his best life.
Sometimes you gotta have hobbies.
Anyway, that's it for me. Sending the good vibes your ways and hope you have a nice evening. It is still 71 degrees. The sun is still out, but luckily the aircon is going. I am slightly
Meanwhile, it's after dark here. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. It's cloudy. It's still 74 degrees.
Jesus. Well, you have reclaimed the, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's the card you're thinking about. Realist talk? When you said $1,000 card, I thought you were talking about a graphics card for a computer.
Honestly, I feel like there's similar levels of purchase, because I don't know if you need to go all the way out when you go for the $1,000 graphics card, but this is, what, auto on card looks like, and a full art. Yeah. I mean, in that case, you're not paying for the card, you're absolutely paying for the autograph, but still, I understand.
I really should go to round 1 and just enjoy myself. But, I mean, Tyranno, if you want, like, here's the thing about spending money. If you want it, can afford it, and it won't absolutely cripple your finances, fucking go for it.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
What's that one statement? Does it spark joy? Like,
yeah,
I bitch and moan. I got on my shilling earlier this week because I want to shore up the revenue because I locked in my pre-order for 3 hopes, but like, I have 3 hopes. Yes, it was a big chunk of the money we got paid from YouTube this month, because we don't get paid a whole lot. Please watch our videos more. Our ad revenue is actually pretty good. It's just, like, our views are not super great right now. It's weird. Maybe my wanted Castoria will help when I get to that one. But, like, I have played some 3 hopes, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. It was great. I actually saw some people opening the limited edition, and I was kind of like, maybe I should have budgeted that, but I also ordered late, so I don't even know if it was fucking available. I know people have been having problems with other physical limited editions on Nintendo platforms lately, so... Yes, Lucky, you'll appreciate this. Not this month, obviously, but in future, you will be partially paid because somebody paid money to yell at Dallas with a highlight.
Really?
Yeah, somebody dropped a super chat for, I think it was technically 5 Canadian, but $5 to call Dallas a heretic on last fail portrayal. So, yeah. Hey, this is the world we live in.
Oh,
thank you so much for your
glad-
support, everybody.
I'm glad I don't have to spend money to yell at Dallas, because boy howdy, I'd be spending a lot of money.
No.
Please check out the latest Delta Green so I can literally call out Dallas on his stupidity. Oh shit, 3 hopes is here. Hang on 1 second.
Wee wee. All right. We're going to intermission for a sec. We'll resume. Internet, while I briefly paused it, I was asking the other internet about the case of the Switch games and why they are shaped the way they are shaped.
Probably for
still
cover art.
Smaller. I mean, it is better cover art, but it's still smaller than a DVD case. Or a Blu-ray case, actually, because Blu-ray cases are a little stubby, but...
No, I think it's fair, because they're technically larger than DS and 3DS cases.
Yeah, that's the thing I brought up, because the Switch cart itself is a little narrower. It's thicker than a DS cart, but those use the small. Yeah, I guess they just were like, fuck it, we'll transition to bigger case size for better art. Now that I'm complaining, there's some great arts in those, and Nintendo is usually pretty good about, reverse art as well. A great feature I love of many video games. If you buy video games physically, make sure to look inside your case to see if there's something cool on the flip side. Like, for instance, Cyberpunk 2020, the original art, you flip it and you get to pick which V you have. I think it's Mass Effect 3 is also, they had, definitely for 3, I don't remember for 2, but it's FemShep on one side, regular Shep on the other. Funny little stuff. Yeah, I don't really know about what they do for the plastic.
Yes, he said Cyberpunk 2020, don't mind him.
I mean, that's the original game line, which we talked about earlier. I might also have said something like 2020, which is not correct either way. I'm not entirely sure anymore. But yeah, I don't know anything about Nintendo's plastic manufacturing process. But we also, in this question, got questions about summer anime.
Oh, yes. I totally forgot. Oh, there are several things I am interested in, like Call of the Night, Shadow House, Devil is a Part-Timer. There's a couple isekai ones that have titles that are way too long. Not interested in the harem isekai one. I've actually read that one. It's actually kind of meh to me. Listen, I don't mind stories with harems in it, but stories where the guy's just like, I want to get me a harem, all like, you are very two-dimensional, my dude. A harem should be a part of the story, not the story.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's like...
That's my take on that. Let's see here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. This summer and fall is going to be jam-packed, so I'm sometimes having to remember which one's is which. What the fuck is that?
Oh, somebody was joking about the 2020 because they didn't realize that was when the original game was set. So I'm posting some images of gear from what they thought things would look like in 2020. A pocket computer, a 6x3.5 programmable calculator and keyboard with chip slots up to 100 pages of alphanumeric memory. Yeah, the future was dumb.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I pulled up the list real quick here. Engage Kiss. That one looks good. My maid is suspicious. That's another one. Isekai Oji-san, which technically is an isekai but isn't. I find this one hilarious because it's about basically a guy who got isekai'd early back when like we're back in like 8 and 16-bit video games comes back, and he has that complete technology gap, and he's dealing with that and but he's kind of a weird dude. I read the manga; it's funny. Yakuza Guide to Babysitting, that one's also good. Oh yeah, no, Make You Harem. That's the one I was talking about. Basically, dude is like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, don't kill yourself, the game says. Let me take you to this world. And he's like, cool, I'm in another world. I'm gonna make a fucking harem. Let me go buy a slave. This is awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
we're definitely reaching, like, peak isekai harem saturation then, if somebody can write a story where there's not even the actual inciting incident. We just talk about the normal inciting incident, and then we're like, alright, hey, we're an isekai. Get a harem.
Like, if that's your jam, I enjoy my harem to be a bit more adventure-y focused.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I can't remember the last thing I wanted to, like, watch or read that was truly, like, mono-genre, right? Like, most of the time I like a little bit of, like, extra elements or new touches. Like, if I really want just something straight up, I can probably find something I've already consumed that is good, right? I'm pretty sure they have X.
Well, the problem, it's a problem of relatability.
Yeah. The reason for the isekai trope is the author wants a really cheap and easy way to get an audience surrogate buy-in that is organic. That is true, because otherwise you're stuck with, like, hey, why are so many, like, fantasy heroes country bumpkins? Well, guess what? It's because they don't know shit about the setting, the world, so we can do all this world building. The isekai trope is, like, the extreme version of that, trying to make it feel more organic to, like, well, of course a modern Japanese college student doesn't know anything about, Forgotten Realms or whatever. So yeah, like you said, it's a relatability issue. If you try to take too much from other characters, you do that. I know that reverse isekais exist. Plus Size Alphas is basically that way. All the fantasy people come here to eat French fries. Devil is a part-timer, as somebody brought up in chat, is I believe a similar structure. Mm-hmm. I honestly, I would argue the if we call it reverse isekai, that style is honestly probably more common than some isekai. Yeah, Recreators is obviously that style, but no, having supernatural characters come to our world is,
that's definitely trending up. I'm seeing a lot more stories in which the character returns from said adventure, or just other people are coming to Earth.
Yeah, but I think some of those stories are arguably pretty older, because, like, if you think about it a lot, that's just like an alien invasion story with different steps. That's just War of the Worlds.
Oh, that reminds me, Dropkick on Your Devil's getting a 3rd season. Yes, that is so exciting. It's such a dumb series, but I love it so fucking much. Does that come out this core? I think it comes out this core.
Speaking of core, by the way, I'm firmly transitioned back to my my binge phase, so I will probably not look for anime, like, right away as it comes out, but if I hear some good stuff about some past seasons, I might go back, grab some shit. I am back to watching TV, and I've been watching stuff on Netflix in addition to just Love, Death, and Robots, so, like, right now, I definitely feel the, like, what's that, Netflix? There's 6 seasons of this TV show I like? Fuck yeah. I'm just gonna push play and go, farm FGO. But as we know, I'm fickle. I rotate my habits frequently. I'll get into reading and read, like, 4 books.
Recreators was a decent show.
It did stuff. Good
character designs, interesting plot, but the story kind of lost itself.
Yeah, I feel like the story got a little... I don't want to be so harsh as to say up its own ass, but it got a little like lost in the sauce, as opposed to just, we started with just like, hey, look at these fictional characters in our real life with all their different designs and rules in real ass Tokyo, and then we got kind of like, we started to like try and take that to a deeper meaning, and it got a little weird.
I'm also super excited. Ruby's getting done by Shaft. I'm like, yes, just give me this.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think the first couple episodes are out on Rooster Teeth first. I don't know where else that's going, though.
I believe Crunchyroll is doing it.
Okay, that's good that they got a deal. That's very interesting, because my other expectation would be HBO Max, because Warner Brothers is currently Rooster Teeth's parent company. I might track it down, though, if it's out to public somewhere.
On YouTube, really?
Interesting. We're all over the place. I don't understand this licensing anymore.
I really don't either. Yeah, no, that's why, because I saw it, because Crunchyroll did their, it's on their summer release.
It is, I believe, trending often on Twitter right now.
I'll get to it.
Okay, 1 through 3. All right. I might take a gander sometime.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's Shaft, and it's like I like Ruby. It's just I feel like it got weird.
I mean, I know for sure that our community had a deep discussion in moving pictures. I had to mute just because it just kept going on and on. I own the first 3 volumes on Blu-ray, and I watched 4 or 5 of them. It did definitely kind of lose the picture. It suffered from a lot of hiccups in creative direction, I think, when unfortunately Monty Oum did pass away very suddenly. And while obviously Monty was not really the best or most detailed writer, he was definitely the eye for like the action and I think the character designs. But like once him as kind of like a central vision point of like, I am in charge, this is my baby, got kind of out there, I feel like they kind of got lost in the sauce. There was also some like financial trouble with like organizing the studio and getting everything budgeted. And they had like all kinds of like ups and downs as a company. So I think the product quality got a little weird, and I haven't watched Ruby in several seasons.
No, but if we're doing a fresh start.
Yeah, if we're doing kind of like a retelling in classical animation and classical Japanese animation by a big name studio like Shaft, that's pretty cool. That seems fun.
Again, I hope Shaft is being weird again. Shaft is best when it's being fucking weird.
Yeah. But okay, I think we talked that one to death. We got a few more of these.
And there's a lot of anime I'm going to be watching, but we'll see.
Tangents hiding in the weeds. The woodwards? I was going to say woodwork and weeds at the same time. The wood weeds, everybody. Beware the wood weeds.
So, let us move on. This next one comes from King of Apples, who updated their hardware and now plays in HD. Nice. Question: in terms of Tomo 9, the Koya Sky of Light and Koya Sky of Darkness count for 2 of the tales or just 1? Technically, they count as none, but we will not explain that until we actually get past Tunguska.
Yes. What is actually going on will become clear later.
Yes.
Also, by the way, that kind of like, in general, that kind of cryptic response, not unusual. Hey, guys, remember Tomo's like bond 10 or whatever, however high the servant bonds go in Extella, where an extra Tomo shows up and it's not explained?
Just suddenly Tomomo.
Yeah, there's an extra JK Tomomo there. Is she a tail? I don't know. We didn't talk about the Tomo 9 in Extella. That was in CCC, so who the fuck knows?
Tomomo really doesn't like talking about herself, ever.
No.
But let us move on then, swiftly and forcefully. And we move on. This next one comes from Hassan of Good Farming Pharma Good Karma for Castoria rolls. They say, hey, lucky Lord Commander of the Tamagotchi and Omega, top decker of children's card game, how goes the stuff? Hope you've been enjoying the pre-CCC Castoria downtime. Sorry, I did a hell tilt there. I got a little confused. I've just been gawking at the absurd sum of St. Quartz that was spent as another FGO streamer went all in for Surfmo. The total exceeded 3.5k St. Quartz or something, I've been told. My question for you, the two of you is, what's the most St. Quartz you've spent to get a character in a single batter and gotten them? For me, it's probably Summer Musashi, who ended up sending me back almost 9,000 St. Quartz.
900.
Did I say what I say?
1,000.
1,000. I am a fool.
Yeah.
Or,
only 3
in a few years, pity. Stay safe, stay hydrated, lots of good vibes. Wah, 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 wah. P.S. Kremhild is adorable, and I wanted to say Kaicho. Actually, what kind of voice does the voice actress use? I know it's the same voice actress as Kaguya, but I actually haven't heard any of Kremhild's voice line. Does she actually use the same kind of voice for her? Or is it a different one? I always felt like Kremhild would have like a deeper, rougher voice.
I would think a little bit of like the contralto of danger kind of stuff, you know. Small, angry
though.
Woman.
I guess Kaguya can be considered a small, angry woman as well. Oh, she does? Interesting. I can definitely see why this person wants her to say Kaicho then. That reminds me, I do need to watch Ultra Romantic now. Is it all out now? I think it is.
Also, no, Axe, that's not that harsh. There was not a good interruption in there, but I was thinking that when this person said top decker of children's card games, and I'm just like, ha ha, I haven't had a good top deck in a while.
Heck.
I'm trying to do math on the St. Quartz.
I think I don't count in fucking.
Yeah, I count in
money.
80 packs.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't spend all the quartz, I believe, was it at least? I mean, I definitely spent actually $80 and didn't get Odysseus. Like, I actually bought an 80 pack and did not get him. I did not get any 5-star at all in that set, actually. So that's how much St. Quartz is in an 80 these days?
I don't know. But Like, I know there's been some characters I spent, like, over 1,000 on, and I know there have been, like, summers that I have literally spent 1,000 on, so, yeah, no,
Yeah,
a lot of quartz.
60, probably at least double that for Odysseus and didn't get him. A lot. I don't think I've ever rolled enough yet to have actually hit pity personally, but, like, there's a lot.
Well, considering I spent over several banners, I couldn't actually tell you.
Yeah, that's the same for, like, I try to do the total for Musashi. I don't actually know. Like, regular Saber Musashi, I don't know anymore. There's definitely at least one 80 pack in there, but that was several years ago. There have been other attempts, so I'm probably quite a ways in on one banner. But, like, total Saint Quartz count. I've also heard about the surf mode thing. I have to ask a clarifying question, though, guys. Was it, that person was doing that on the swimsuit raid up, right? Which is not a raid up. Cause in that context, I'm kind of like, I mean, that's bad, but also I'm not surprised because there's basically no guarantee to that. They just exist in the summon pool. Along with literally every other AoE 4-star. Oh, they also went for NP5? I mean, I definitely spent like, what did I think I spent $50 on surf mode the first time and didn't get her? You guys can literally watch that. I got that video archived somewhere. Back when, recording and flipping apps on FGO or on Google anyway were good.
Mm-hmm.
Then YouTube got weird. But yeah, the actual Saint Quartz count, unless even if the hits were donated, I know this because we run a monetized YouTube channel. You don't whether this is on YouTube or Twitch, you don't see that money for a little bit. Like, Twitch does not, you do not make, like, several $100s in one Twitch stream, and Twitch is like, here you go, sir, here's your check for last night's stream. That's not how that works. They usually lump everything together after they take their cut and all the payments are processed, so that's still money coming out of your bank account that'll be backfilled later, as I have done occasionally when egged on by people. But yeah, like I said, unless I actually do the math and report it on Twitter or on Discord, I don't really pay attention to how much Saint Quartz I spent.
I don't want to think about it because I'm pretty sure I would choke.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I'll track how many 10 spins I do, and you can do your own math, but a direct donation? Okay. I mean, at the very least, it sounds like this person was trying to do this dumb idea safely, but whatever. Yes, also, by the way, I'm going to say, it was a dumb idea. We talked about this when we talked about the AoE banner. It's interesting. It's like Rolling Story with some extra stuff in there, but, like, statistically, if you're trying to get specific results, that's crazy. That is not statistically sound. You're doing it for the lulz, basically.
Well, apparently they got it.
Hey, some people like to go fast to feel alive. Some people, spin gotcha. Some people, this is a different person, by the way, I want to clarify. Some people embezzle 5 digits and spend it all on Genshin Impact, if you haven't heard that story. Yeah, somebody embezzled over $20,000 Canadian and blew it all on Genshin from a fanzine. So that's an interesting story.
It would be crazy.
Yeah. And this is why always have checks and balances. Yeah, it might have been 27. I don't know. I don't know if they converted it to US. I think the original figure was Canadian. Like I said, five figures. It's a lot. Again, this is why corporate checks and balances and audits. If you have $20,000 to spend, have an accountant and a financial officer and a backup financial officer. Even if you're doing a fan-made project, once you've got $20,000 in your bank account, you can hire an accountant. Anyway, humans be crazy.
Humans be crazy. So with that, let us move on. I had to find the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, where was I? The second one comes from Agent 418 on a mission to have fun in the sun. Well, I hope you enjoyed that because there's about to be a fuck ton of it everywhere.
Not me. It's gonna rain all week.
They say, hello, Lucky and Mega. Lucky, are you happy about the extra week for saving for Castoria? Someone give me a Castoria with some Nekomimi stat.
I'm sure that exists somewhere.
Actually, hang on.
Internet,
go!
bringing pictures of Castoria. All mine just by tomorrow.
Oh, that's right! That's right, there was someone, I remember seeing the picture of someone dressing their cat up as Artoria, and I think the best thing when a fucking Mordred cosplayer came up to pet her. That was the good shit.
Alright, typos aside.
Typos aside, I guess. Wow, Crunchyroll did an article on this. Here you go. But, where was I? And Omega, does this make you happy having more time to work on the Wanted, the best catalyst? P.S. Have a great weekend, everyone.
I mean, were you assuming those banners would happen like tonight? Because I wasn't.
Nah.
So my schedule is exactly the same. I'll be working on the Wanted next week for launching over the weekend.
Again, you assume that Lucky saves. He does not.
Lucky literally earlier talked about how he did not save, and in fact spent 60 quartz and did get a melt.
I did, yes. That's all I have, and, well, I got some tickets, and I'll probably get some more tickets. But, no, there will not be saving. There will only be spending. But, let me see here. Yeah, no, I think that's everything there. So, let us move. Yeah, I guess technically I save for summers. Technically, but I save by reducing my credit card debt as much as possible, so I can spend more for my credit card.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us move on. Why does this person do this?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might be bringing up the fact that I yell about the fact that we get weird spam comments that are partially in Sanskrit. Because we do. We get bots that post in like, Hindi or Sanskrit script. I think it's Hindi's the modern version. Sanskrit's the old version. Sorry, Central Asian languages are not my strong suit. They also have, like, usually they have Cyrillic names, but they post half in, like, English or Spanish, and then Hindi, and then, I don't know, it's weird. They're robots. They all want me to go to weird websites that don't make any sense. Please, be in our comments and don't be a robot. Thank you.
Lucky's debating if I want to...
Sorry. No, that's so hilarious, Lucky. During that pause, I was literally about to say that. I was gonna be like, Lucky's debating whether or not he should throw this question out.
I am. Just imagine Lucky, like, just imagine a Terabit holding up a page and just slowly, like, getting close to it as I squint my eyes. Because that's the feeling I'm going for right now.
Just adding the extra pairs of glasses to zoom in closer.
It's like, because it's, like, I could probably eat this out on the grounds of being cheeky, gimmicky. But this person has had to been doing this, like, this particular gag for the entire fucking time. It's just, I'm thinking, like, this might be, I feel like this is too much.
Using an alphabet you can't read might be a step too far.
Yeah. They have a pronunciation on him, but it has, like, umlauts and dots. Is that? Wait, no, that's just a stain on my monitor. Hang on, let me clean that.
There's definitely some extra dashes, and then there's some little tongues on some of the consonants, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what that means.
No, I'm gonna, like, I don't know if that came across, but, fucking yellow card. I didn't actually want to do my whistle. It's very loud and piercing.
It slightly came across.
Okay.
It came across like you strangled the whistle.
Oh, that means actually probably if I did it properly, it'll actually come across properly. That's good.
If you ever need to blow the whistle on chat.
Hang on.
Yep, that came through very clear.
Interesting. Actually, I haven't whistled like that in a long time. It's a really weird way to whistle. I actually pinch the bottom of my lip and inhale.
Well, you have your volume tuned up too loud if that hurt your ears. I'm fine. And I'm recording.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make it a yellow card. But we're going to skip it. And move on! And I've cleaned my matter. I cleaned my monitor off a bit.
Hey, so am I, man. I'm wearing headphones and I'm recording the audio. I'm just, like, keeping everybody at the proper levels to be safe.
Am I quiet?
No, you're good.
Not quiet.
No, you're fine.
All right.
Your sound level is fine. I have tuned everything accordingly.
Tuned. All right, so we move on. This next one comes from Bunny Girl versus the long road to leveling up a level 120. Tamamo. Good luck. Evening, Lucky Bunny and the Omega. I have only one question. Is there a manga you always go back to reading even though you either know how it ends or it is still continuing? Have a good weekend, and may the road to 120 be easy for you. It will not be.
No, it will not be.
If we're talking about... So this might be a little bit of a weird choice, but there's like one manga that I constantly reread. Like, it's not even in any of my particular favorite genres. I just like it. It's called Angel Densetsu. It's a very old comic, like from started in like the early 90s, lasted to like the 2000s, about just a humble high school boy who has a heart of gold but has the face of a fucking murderer, and all the hijinks he gets up into his school because everyone thinks he's a psychopath, but he's just the most pure-hearted boy ever. Such a good lad. It's like it did.
Good, Lucky.
I haven't actually read Maho Sense Negima in a long time. I mean, I finished it, then I started reading UQ Holder, then it got weird. I'm like, what is going on here? Ken Akamatsu, what?
Akamatsu's just like, what? What do you want from me?
I want to draw battles!
I put magic shit on Mars because I don't care. It's also been a little bit since I read Negima. For me, it has also been a little bit since I did these, but I've done them before. Because they are complete, actually, I do not mind going back, and I've done it several times, rereading the entirety of History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi, and Air Gear. Those both have limited anime adaptations, but I read the manga originally, and I like both of them a lot.
No, what is O-Grade? Is O-Grade still doing Trinity by Org? I know they're still doing the Bakemonogatari adaptation. O-Grade is a fucking artist. I love his mechanical designs.
Also, other things.
I mean, yes, O-Grade is good with the titty, but
also, yes, no, that's absolutely correct, because if you guys have never actually read Air Gear, well, there are a lot of tits in it. Also, like, they get real in-depth about how these fucking flying roller skates work, and I love it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Air Gear's great.
O-Grade is definitely the things that I'm like, tits! But mechanics.
And I genuinely also really like some of the character arcs in Air Gear.
I will say
it gets really weird at the end, but like what manga doesn't?
I think that's the problem with things. Once it starts running long enough, things just get out of hand.
And that's why it's good that some of these series do eventually end. Like arguably, Kenichi did the same. Big fan of that one as a martial arts manga. And I actually am glad that obviously it's called History's Strongest Disciple, like it's supposed to be about Kenichi getting really strong, but I guess this technically counts as a spoiler, but it's not really. The manga ends before Kenichi properly, like, bypasses his senseis. Like, all of those characters are still really strong and are part of the final showdown. It's still, like, Kenichi's thing is to be the strongest amongst disciples, the students, so. Also, there's a lot of cool fucking martial arts shit. There's also tits in it as well. I don't remember the artist of Kenichi off the top of my head because it's been a couple years since I read it, but they are also great at drawing fit ladies, but also martial arts. Not just punching and kicking, too. Armed arts.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's, like, anything else I reread. Like, there's a lot of stuff that, like, a lot of one-shots and short things that I reread just because they're quick, and they make me go, heh, that's cute. Mm-hmm. But, like, actually, like, big... I should probably go reread Air Gear. It's been a long time. I wonder if I'll get a different impact out of it now as like.
Hey, let me know if you do. We can do Air Gear Book Club on WhatsApp.
Oh, that'd be something. I found the quarter. Yeah. I'm not gonna do anything with it because I don't use chains for shit now.
Right, Matsuena. I was right with your Kenichi. Thank you.
Lucky has been cleaning up his desk a bit because I cleaned up my Mariners and I look at my desk and I'm all like, this desk is dirty.
Yeah, obviously not tonight because we're filming and we usually do that later. But I need to do some. Once again, while my house is empty for the weekend, I need to, vacuum and wash my sheets and stuff. Yes, coins still exist. Don't make me grab my jar of change, which is literally, I think, down to just pennies, dimes, and nickels, because I spent all the quarters in college on vending machines. Funnily enough,
I was about to say Bitcoin exists
for now. Is a singular Bitcoin worth more than a quarter right now? I don't know.
Probably depending on the coin.
True. I know crypto was in a bad way a while ago. Anyway.
All right, let us move swiftly on. I don't like it that it's 7:30 and the sun is still shining. Stop that. Stop that right now. God, I hate summer. I am a creature of cold and darkness, god damn it.
I mean, I will admit, I have been I think I've talked about this. I've been bamboozled by summer before, when I'm, like, going in my, my room and doing my stuff, and I'm like, I come back in and I'm like, well, hold on, I just realized, I went out to go get something out of the kitchen. It's 8 o'clock at night. The sun is still not all the way down. It's, like, gray out, not dark out. What the fuck?
Now, you guys don't understand. My favorite weather, the favorite weather I want going through my window right now is I want it to be raining, dark, and thundering. That's what I like. I like storms and cold.
Yeah, I like a nice mid-temperature, cool rain. I don't, having experienced it a couple times, I'm not really built for snow. But, a cool rain on a relaxing day, that's nice, as opposed to just, no, the sun is a deadly laser. I'm like, nah, miss me with that shit, son. SPF 9000, miss me with that shit, son. Giant mirror. 2 left.
There's only 2 left, there is.
Yeah.
I was busy looking up a GIF. A GIF. A biff.
Geometry. That's it. That's all you get out of that one. If you don't realize what we're talking about.
Fucking Garap.
Garaf. Yeah, that's another good one. God, I love Garaf.
Okay.
We managed to do this for almost 2 hours. Let's keep going.
Oh, okay. Set. This next one comes from High IQ Leo Main.
What?
Hello, Lucky and Omega. Is the year... Hang on. Hello, Lucky and Omega. Is the year of our Lord 2022 when we finally get Lobocop added to FGO? It can't be too hard. Just add some simple sprite edits and this dog park event. Yeah, maybe it is a dog park. Would be the perfect time to drop it. I just want my police dog, guys. Ciao. I mean, anything's can happen, but I think there's been plenty of sprite edits that might not just become constant.
Yeah, I mean, so Lobocup, obviously, when that first happened, that was Summer 2. That was very early on in costumes. I think Maeve's costume is costume number 2 or 3 after MASH. It's very early in the system. Obviously, the sprite edits are pretty simple, but I could also see I mean the story sprite edits. The actual gameplay sprites could be more complex because he does have a siren on his head. I don't know if they would want to animate that properly. But he is a bonus servant for this event, so I know some people were like, "Oh, what about Maku?" Ku is not on this list so far. I don't think he will be at this rate. Funnily enough, because he's not one of 4 mentioned and is also not an archer. But I could see it during this. Another good example of when such a thing could happen is if they ever did, similar to what they did for Halloween last year, as a preamble, if they ever did a compilation of some of the earlier summers, that could be an opportunity for some new costumes, I don't know, some Knights of the Round. Just saying. But yeah, no, bringing up Lobocop, I think it could be interesting. I don't know if like I said, it's the easiest thing in the world to do, because there are certain implications and extra flair that might come with a siren head. Not that siren head, the other kind. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know for sure. If it is, that'd be rad, though. Lucky, thoughts?
No thoughts, only cleaning stains.
Wee-woo. Stain police. Reminds me, I need to get some wet wipes and wipe down my desk again as my mouse pad slowly bleeds to death.
Yeah, no, I'm using some wet wipes right now.
Got some sticky shit on there.
Where does this stuff come from? Am I just that filthy a beast?
Possibly. I've always had a question with dust, and I'm like, where the fuck does all this dust come from? Because I have 40 fans. It's probably just I shed my skin a lot or something. I don't really think I have dry
stay on my fucking body.
I touch it, but I get lots of dust in corners. Then again, it might also be the cats don't come in here a lot, but I have a lot of hair places, and it's not just me, so maybe the cat hair just drifts.
Damn it. I'm going on a fucking cleaning spree as soon as we're done with this. Anyway, let's move on to this last one. This last one comes from Procrastinator, who hopefully isn't too late for mailbag, but will try to be less late in the future. Hey man, be as late as you want, as long as it's in before I start this show, you're good, mate.
I know. I do want to say, if you're curious how close it was, according to YouTube, let me refresh to make sure the date is correct. Let's see. According to YouTube, this was posted 4 hours ago. We have been recording for an hour, 58, and 40 seconds just now. Mm-hmm. Raw, obviously, if you're watching this later on YouTube raw. Or something, that it'll be edited down. But that's how close you got, by about 2 hours.
You're fine. But they say, do you guys think FGO would be as successful? Obviously, it's just going to be the money, though, with the announcement of Faint Einhar. I do wonder if FGO has also brought more attention to the Monsterverse in general.
I think
if it was a more traditional game. If the game general is the question is too general or deep, feel free to skip. No. I mean, FGO is based off of, Fate, which by 2016 had several entries that people were interested in.
Yeah. I mean, Fate's obviously been popular. I do think monetarily, FGO has definitely brought some juice back.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think has allowed them to do more projects and, grow the brand. But I don't necessarily know.
Because, Fate's been doing a lot of games even before this, because not only did we have, the Fate Stay Night visual novel, we had a couple light novel series out by this time. Yeah. Extra had came out. The Unlimited Codes had come out as well. Yeah. Fate actually had a fairly robust...
Extella it didn't come out, but Extella was already in dev by the time FGO came out. Like, they were planning on releasing them at similar time frames.
FGO is definitely what I want to say is what pushed the Nonstoverse in general, because, again, layers upon layers, push it into a much bigger global viewpoint. But no, Fate's always been popular.
Well, and you can see that with the app marketing and icon. It's Artoria's face, and she's never been a very, like, vanilla Artoria anyway, has never been a very major character in the actual game. Obviously, her alternates have shown up a lot, but the fact that the app icon is still her is, like, a big part of their selling standpoint. Like, people recognize this character. And like, I do want to throw out there, I do think that, like... Well, that's because there's a lot of text in it. I do think that while the funding from this project may have actually, like, gone back to Type Moon and driven them to do some of this stuff, I'm pretty sure Nasu would eventually have gotten around to the Tsukihime remake, right? Well, and probably the HD remaster of Mahoyoru.
You have to remember, Tsukihime remake got delayed because he was working on FGO.
Yeah, he's splitting his time between the two, and it's, worked very heavily on it. So, yeah, I don't know if necessarily they would have had to, like, do other projects for cash or whatever. Like, I don't know. Obviously, there were, like, anime projects and additional merchandise that have spun off of FGO. Though Ufotable was obviously working on Heaven's Feel for several years back there. Which I think was... The Heaven's Feel movies, I think, were independent of the FGO funding. It was just, like... Because, obviously, Unlimited Budget Works was pre-FGO, I believe. When that actually started, right? I think. Let me double check. When was the actual Unlimited Blade Works season? Yeah, first episode 2014. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's right. I remember it off the top of my head. Yay! Nice. I remember the fucking date. That police is lucky.
Yeah, so, like, obviously that was pre-FGO, so there'd still be stuff. I don't know what position it would be in. I mean, I feel like it might even have, if they could have produced it to be a more traditional game. Without the gacha trappings, I don't know if it wouldn't have maybe even more penetration over here, or it might not. I genuinely don't know.
Well, I think the gacha model works because the gacha model allows them to keep releasing more and more characters.
Yeah. Which
I do think is probably part of the popularity, because people can get hyped about new characters like every fucking month.
And I think it works for Fate because of the structure we have already, like we've established with the previous Fate Stay Night and obviously the spin-offs. Like, a lot of it is about introducing the new characters and putting them in these different environments. So I think that has really, like, allowed them to keep this roster changes and these separate contained stories without necessarily being too weird about it. I don't really know... I don't know another game model where you could have this huge roster of characters in this rotation and this kind of, like, seasonal setup. Because, like, technically a traditional MMO could be this way, but usually, like, for that, you have, like, one singular character that you run, right? And then you have maybe some ults with some different classes or gameplay rules, but that is not how FGO is structured. Maybe, I don't know, because there were localizations of other gacha games beforehand, obviously, Fire Emblem Heroes was over here pretty simultaneously, and there were a couple others. Granblue was out first, I believe, as well.
Yeah, Granblue is interesting, is basically they just took their Japanese client and they just put an English overlay over it. There's still actually, like, some issues with it, but no, the Granblue Fantasy is just the Japanese one, and they just have a translation, which I still think is the best fucking thing, but,
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it. This has a more structured localization and, like, planning, but...
Please don't mind the sounds in the background. Lucky is cleaning.
That's okay. They're probably much more likely to hear me, like, push my mic arm down as I lean back. I mean, I definitely think FGO probably popularized, like, some of the gacha boom over here. That said, I also think that just, for better or worse... I think Genshin really popularized the gacha model over here, because Genshin is like a 3D action game that has production values, and you can play it, like, just as easily on PC and on, like, consoles and shit as your phone. Honestly, probably easier on consoles than on most people's phones. But that is definitely a hella gacha game where they are absolutely like, hello, new expansion, look at these two new characters, get them. No, you got boxes full of bows instead. Sucks to be you, give us more money.
Also, I do want to say that a lot of gacha game success is actually dependent on how actually aggressive they advertise. Games like Girls Frontline and Azure Lane, they're actually trying to make themselves known by actually having like con presence. I do believe
I also do believe, unlike FGO, which I do not hardly ever... I mean, they have their own, they have, like, Facebook and Twitter presence, but I do believe both Girls Frontline, Azure Lane, even some Blue Archive, they spent money to buy YouTube ads.
Yeah. I saw a really... They're not good, though.
Oh, no, they're trash. I hate them, but they spent the money.
Yeah. One of the ones I saw for Azure Lane was like this weird face matching where they tried to do fucking Taiho and she looked like a fucking monster. I was all like, what are you animals doing?
Okay, so you do see some FGO. FGO has built-in ads where they just use event CMs. They literally have like a 30-second version with minimal VO that's perfect for a YouTube ad. I never see them. I don't know why. Seriously, YouTube, why can't you integrate my own branding with me? Show me the ads. I produce FGO content that's tagged FGO. You gotta know. Azure Lane also had those obnoxious "Yo, is that hood?" ads and the slightly cringy marriage ones, the oath ones. Arknights had a lot of weird ones. Like I think I remember one where like a guy was playing Arknights in the hospital and he's trying to do surgery and he's just like, hold on, I gotta do this. You know, stuff like that. It's weird, but it's definitely part of the marketing push, right? Not that FGO also has ever been shy about physical marketing. You mentioned con presence, obviously. Let us not forget the time that FGO went pretty all out at AX.
Actually, I'm curious if they're going to have anything, because I'm curious if they're going to have anything this year. Like I said, their big presence is going to be at AX this year. I'm all over the place, so I actually don't know how I sound. But
you're still audible. I think
okay,
the people can tell, but I am understanding you.
But yeah, no, it seems like AX is going to be a big promotion push for a lot of things. I do believe Azure Lane's going to have a booth there and maybe a couple other gacha games. So we will definitely see.
I mean, they have distributed the official ads to AX's website. At least I just tried to Google it, and they've got their own version of the here. I'll copy it for the chat to just be sure. But like this is officially posted on AX's website, so they've got the graphics integration and telling you where to go and stuff.
Yeah, no, we got some push. Gacha games, like that's a strange thing. Gacha games over here are still not as popular as one would think.
No. It's weird because I think America's always acknowledged that mobile is a huge slice of gaming. I feel like we came pre-prejudiced, though, because a lot of people recognize the mobile gaming oeuvre as in that kind of, like, slightly scummy, slightly shovelware-y aspect. And there are some shovelware gacha games. I'm not saying, obviously, most gacha games are. Like, I actually think that a lot of the big ones do actually put a lot of effort into character designs and story writing, even if I do not always care about these stories, or I'm saddened by them. But
yeah, I was about to say, it's not that I don't care about the story, but I'm emotionally dead.
Yeah,
please stop.
But like we had a pretty bad rap because while they were huge and made a lot of money, a lot of big mobile game companies were kind of the weird assholes, like the Candy Crush people trying to like what did they try to trademark? What did they try to like trademark candy in a mobile game sense and other weird shit? Yeah, stuff like that. I think there was some scuffle about some like Angry Birds stuff that got a lot of mobile game companies in the West were slightly insufferable. So I think there's a slight stigma about mobile games that has persisted. That we're only starting to get over just as like I mean, remember also that during the slightly scummy days, this was also peak EA scum zone. Don't you have internet to play SimCity? Shit like that. Like, that was quite a few years ago now, if you guys don't remember. So yeah, I think it's just mobile gaming had a bad taste in its mouth in the States, and while I think gacha games have kind of turned that around, there are some people on the internet who are real hardliners that gacha gaming is gambling, and therefore gacha gaming is like exploitive and bad, and we hate it. I personally think, depending on the gacha system, that many gachas are less shitty than certain loot boxing things. But the loot box density we had in the last decade is definitely starting to die out. Literally, Overwatch 2 announced they're going to no loot boxes, buy what you want cosmetics and battle pass seasons straight out the gate, which is saying something when you remember that I think Overwatch was like one of the keynote loot boxing games. But yeah, like I said, I don't actually, to roll this back to the original question, I don't actually know if FGO was a different kind of game if it would be as popular, because I don't think, and Lucky, you brought this up earlier talking about like all the character rosters, right? I don't think FGO would be as popular if they didn't keep bringing us new character designs and stories, right?
Yeah, no, like if I understand it well, games like Extel and Extel Link didn't actually do that well over here. I think they only sold like a fair amount. I don't even think they're that high.
And some of that might just be that, I don't know. I also feel like the Muso genre is way more popular in Japan as well. Though obviously, with people speaking highly of games like my brain blanked. Persona Strikers, Age of Calamity. There we go. That's my brain. Age of Calamity, and now Three Hopes. I feel like that the Warriors type games are starting to come back. FGO, do a battle pass? No, I don't think so. Yeah, FGO I think really did drive a change in the marketplace as well. But without doing those things that it does, I don't think it would have been as popular, right?
Well, Grand Blue Fantasy had a decent enough story, but it was just a more story of adventure. We go to island. Shit's happening. We punch it. And then we collab with every fucking body.
I mean, I don't... given that that's a system that is actually, I think, fairly decent in a lot of games, if FGO offered a monthly pass, like, you know, Azure Lane, Arknights, etc., I don't think that would go remiss if you could, like, spend $5 to get, like, you know, maybe an extra Saint Quartz per day and some free mats per day or something. Maybe some extra QP. Like, that wouldn't go crazy. And I would not be averse to that. While I was actively playing Arknights, I did usually buy the monthly pass. Because it was $5 every month and you got extra shit out of it, you know? If FGO really needs to, like, re-examine their monetization, you can go for it. I mean, I wouldn't say that with FGO Arcade. One, I don't know how well that's doing financially, but the seller of 3D is, that's Genshin. Genshin is huge and has its own dedicated community. Like, that's really shown that you can do action games, and I think a lot of the old school gacha people are trying to play catch-up now with Genshin. Genshin is a really big mover and shaker, and you're seeing this with, like, obviously, Azure Lane Crosswave came out way before Genshin, I think. But I don't know if it was really popular. But, like, that's where Girls Frontline is moving. And now Hoyoverse is, like, expanding that way.
I think they're on, like, making their 4th and 5th game right now.
Yes. And there are 2 new games that I believe they announced this Summer Games Fest are both 3D, I think.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so, like, we're doing things. I highly expect that now that they've moved to a new studio, that within the next couple of years, I don't know if it's FGO 2, if it's FGO Arcade Extra, or whatever.
Sick ass design. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. I saw that earlier, but I didn't see the context. If that's Woody the Sheriff gotcha alternate costume, that's fucking rad. I love it. You've yeed your last partner. There's a snake in my boot.
That reminds me, how is Lightyear doing? I'm actually curious.
I think it's doing well. People like it, unless you're upset about gay people. Then you don't like it. Which seems like a weird moniker for whether or not you like a movie, but whatever.
Well, that's 76.
What the fuck? What is this fucking mecha? This is like 80s mecha-ass anime Zerg. I love this. What game is this? Damn, dude, there's some solid shit.
Let's see, credits consist as Lightyear settles for being a rather conventional origin story instead of reaching for the stores, but this gorgeously animated adventure ably accomplishes the dimensions of straightforward fun. That sounds pretty good. Audience says, even if it doesn't quite measure up to Toy Story, Lightyear offers an entertaining, although somewhat complicated, origin story for the beloved title character.
Okay, Mirrorverse is what they call it. Okay. I might look at this. Anyway, yeah. But, like, as I was saying before, we got fucking poleaxed by badass Woody. Not that Woody already wasn't badass, considering he tells young Xehanort to go fuck himself. Woody the OG. But I am strongly expecting in the next couple of years, we are probably going to see an announcement of a wider marketed FGO 3D game, like arcade, but even more accessible. Because as you'll notice, games like Genshin, Girls Frontline 2, etc. are not limiting themselves to arcade formats, and while the arcade culture is still doing things in Japan, I suspect that Papa Sony will probably want that sweet, sweet gacha money to keep flowing. Or maybe not even gacha, they might do more limited stuff. I don't actually know how all of these games are going to go there. I expect the Hoyoverse ones will just be straight up gacha since Genshin already does that, but still. There's strong vibes. And I mean the jump can work. Like I've talked about this before, but from the preview footage I've seen, I'm genuinely interested in Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Like they have good trailers, they have good models and animation rigs, and the gameplay is basically just the modern XCOM. Like I'm like,
is it like a remake or is it like continuing their story?
No, it's actually, they call it 2 for a reason. I do believe it's supposed to be set like 10 years later.
Oh.
Like it is actual sequel territory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Shit, I wonder if I don't know, maybe my girls, I don't know, I should check my girls.
But like I said, they seem to be doing the things that I would be looking forward to in this kind of game. Like I said, they've got good model rigs. Their trailers show off a wealth of like action elements. If you find one of their more recent trailers, you can watch some T-dolls, body some fucking cyberpunk-ass soldiers with tactics. And I've seen some of the beta test footage. The mechanics look very XCOM-esque with, all the different stuff. Like, all the stuff you'd expect from Girls Frontline just in a 3D strategy game sense. What's that? You want to throw a flashbang on those guys? Okay, flash them, shoot them.
Tactical with wife guns. Gun wife.
But yeah.
I'm so mad that in Delta Green I can't get my favorite guns.
Yeah, well, fantasy guns are a little...
Listen...
gun-wielding fantasy, I should say, is a little complex sometimes.
I want a China Lake.
Yeah, that would have to be... I think I might have done stats for that. If I hadn't, I probably should, just for shits and giggles. I know that there were reproduction models. But
yeah, but they're still super limited. No, I was thinking about it. Yeah, no, I love the Walter 2000. Maybe because it's a tsundere, but god damn it. I love that gun just because I knew it was a tsundere once. Also, it's also a very, very good sports sniper.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, the reason why it was a limited run and it's ludicrously expensive is because Walther built it to be like a freakishly over-designed target rifle. Like, it's got a bullpup design. I think the reason why it looks the way it is because it's got like a free-floating barrel, so it like minimizes recoil. It's like ludicrously over-engineered.
Listen, Blue Archive doesn't need to... Well, actually, technically, Blue Archive just do alts. And he was like, here, buy money. Like, they just did this, like, Summer Wakama. I'm just like, no! I said no in the best way, though.
As you do.
I saw that and I was just all like, awaken.
But alright, I think that answers your question and then some. Good procrastinator, sir or madam.
Thing.
Dude.
And design philosophy, mostly.
I mean, honestly, probably once you have alts and if you don't have a cosmetic system, it's probably harder to design a cosmetic system than to just release new units. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, for instance, Girls Frontline and Azure Lane were built with costumes in mind.
Yeah, didn't we get a costume year one summer for MASH?
Yeah, in FGO, yeah. That was fairly quick.
Yeah, no, that was probably pre-planned then. They would have had to set that up, like, way in advance.
At the very least, that was something in the code that they, like, pre-planned for. Though, obviously, with FGO having the Ascension system, I don't know. Was it the Summer 1? Yeah, it was Summer 1 rerun, because the next special costume was Summer 2. So it might not have been pre-planned, but at the very least, I think they could have... They probably repurposed the code they already built for different Ascensions, because that is something that some gacha games started to do. I don't really know if it was because of FGO or not, but, like, I know that, like, Girls Frontline eventually did the neural mod, like, you can get redesigned art thing. Lots of games obviously did the damaged art trick, and obviously, like, Arknights has the Elite 2 level, but FGO was definitely like, hey, we have multiple arts and sprites for all these characters, inherently. So they, even if they didn't necessarily pre-plan the costumes, they probably could have, like, been like, hey, we can also use this for cosmetics. And then they just need to remember to put those cosmetics in the game, as per that earlier discussion about Lobocop. Sorry, I'm stretching my neck, y'all.
Oh, interesting. Sorry, Lucky is looking at the latest political upheaval in his relation to his state, and it's very interesting.
Yep, a lot of that going around.
But... Alright, but yeah, that's it for Mailbag. Lucky has cleaned his desk. I am now eyeing the floor that has much more dust and trash on it, and it's making me vibrate a bit.
Well, let's not keep y'all too much longer, but this is technically our last show of the month.
Oh.
Next show will be July 1st. So that does mean I think it is time for a little Fanservant Friday to round us out. Give us a little extra padding. And set up for when we come back next week, like we said, too. We'll probably do like some form of regular recording next week, because, again, there's going to be this new Hakuden thing, and we're not going to want to wait 2 extra days to yell about it. We're already going to have to wait 2 days to yell about it because it's the 29th. But that'll also be a good time to reintroduce you to polls and other shenanigans and things. But let me grabbeth the poll and the data. And so we can speaketh on Fanservant Friday. If you don't know what Fanservant Friday is, it's a poll that I do every month, thereabouts. And I do think I may need to next week double check that I've got everybody I want for a theme I want to do. I'll double check some stuff. But yeah, and we throw up options for characters who could be servants and talk about them, and then sometimes they end up in FGO because we don't have unique ideas. If you could make some more of these come true, FGO, that'd be cool. Love to see
cool.
Kagehime. I know you got the juice. Nasu loves space and the moon space. But yeah, this month's winner, not really by a lot, but funnily enough, is Saber Cheshire, as in the Cheshire Cat. It was a very tight race between her and Sir Dagonet of Knights of the Round fame, a berserker. I'm gonna have to bring that one back. He was 46 to 54. So there were a couple of other characters you guys weren't so interested in too. Sag. 0 votes. I'll have to do a loser's bracket soon just to force you guys to pick something. But yes, shocking nobody, the cat design won. And I believe I talked about some of my concepts for this, though not quite the same. I've done some revamps in some of our old bonus stage material and stuff before we pivoted to just doing Fanservant Friday and yelling about our ideas more on the internet. So this is similar to that, but probably not a lot of people remember that, so... fair warning, Cheshire Cat is a cat girl. Duh. Why wouldn't you? And I mean, to be fair, I don't remember if the Cheshire Cat's gender in Alice in Wonderland is specified. Guys, it's been a long-ass time since I read Alice in Wonderland.
Listen, it's just a drug trap. It could be any fucking gender you want it to be.
Yeah. And it has also been many years since I watched Disney Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, Cheshire Cat girl. Pink stripes, stuff like that. Yes, Saber, you read that right, but we'll explain that why later. You may have guessed. I am somewhat of an interest in. Sorry, feel a sneeze coming on. Hold on.
Oh lordy, it coming.
Ow! Oh,
pain pecco.
Right on my teeth. I need those. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, I'm a fan of some of Lewis Carroll's work. I've referenced them before, so we'll draw on some fun stuff. And honestly, as we get deep in this, you'll see as a character, the Cheshire Cat's left quite an impression on popular culture. So, Cheshire, Saber, chaotic good. Could have gone chaotic neutral, but I went good for reasons. Strength C, Endurance B+, Agility B, Magic A, Luck A, NP, EX. Reasons. Class skills, pretty typical stuff. Magic resistance B. Sabers usually have very high magic resistance. And also, I suspect that for reasons it'll be quite hard to get the Cheshire Cat. Because, it's there and it's gone. Also threw in for fun fact, Madness Enhancement C. We're all mad here, don't you know? So, fun little references. So for class skills, I got some fun ones. For basic stuff, the Morph or Shapeshift A+. Pretty simple stuff. Shape changing. Originally, Cheshire Cat was just a cat, but, has, would be a cat girl in this case. Not that unusual, by the way. Quite a lot of people have done that. Quite a lot of anime artists have done that as well. So, not exactly new. Pretty common, but pretty standard shape-shifting stuff. FGO's kind of moved away from even at the A level where you get the big defense boost from vanilla morphs, so I don't know what this would turn into, per se. But there might be some extra spice there, but morph/shapeshift fits in the default. The fun stuff, though, are the other personal ones. First of all, Cheshireization EX. Now, you may be wondering, Omega, what the fuck? You will find no answers here. Because, guys, like I said, did you realize how much of an impact the Cheshire Cat had on, human culture? the phrase Cheshireization is attached to or the name of the Cheshire Cat is attached to several concepts all over the place. In linguistics, it refers to a way a sound evolves so that you lose the original sound, but you can still tell where it was.
Weird.
I believe there's obviously the expression, grin like a Cheshire cat, cat-like grin. Let me try and actually run down some more examples, but there's a lot of elements that are named from the cat. Let's see. There's the adaptations, Yeah, the Cheshire Cat's used as a metaphor to describe a lot of things. Cheshire Cat talks about stuff with your visual cortex, stationary objects to be seen in one eye and then disappear when you move to the other eye. Catalytic RNA is sometimes called related to by the Cheshire Cat because its effect is seen because it's RNA, but it's gone, So it is a element that's used a lot. So that's basically what the skill Cheshireization reflects. Create many small impossibilities, disappear from sight, move in absolute silence, separate objects, or act like objects are connected over a distance, maybe even make melee attacks at range. Mechanically, this would probably be like a pretty generic, card boost effect. It just does stuff, But obviously, like I said, there's a lot of things that are connected to the Cheshire Cat. Similarly, a second skill I called Grin Without a Cat, A+. Another very famous Cheshire Cat thing. The Cheshire Cat, disappears but leaves its smile behind, stuff like that. Can change its stripes. The simplest metaphor for what this skill would be is, I'm going to open a can of worms by saying this, but hey, y'all know Buggy from One Piece? You know how he splits his body up? This is basically how Cheshire would do that, because the Cheshire Cat can leave parts behind, or detach parts, or move parts. Also can, turn parts invisible, return to spirit mode. In a lore sense, you would even describe this as probably like a temporary or partial dematerialization. Like, obviously, servants can go incorporeal. Well, imagine if a servant was so good at that they could go incorporeal in only some parts. Yeah, I know. I opened the can of worms.
God, you people are...
That's 2 out of 3 strikes. You do that again, you're going to One Piece jail.
We do have the ability to time out people. I do want to remind people of that.
Yeah. But yeah, the especially that first gift with the splitting. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. It's this would allow you to do funny animations. Cheshire takes her head off and throws it at people. Cheshire rocket punches people, stuff like that. But the mechanics would be described as a character who could actually be so good at spirit form that she could temporarily decorporealize some elements, but not all elements. I think some pretty fun stuff. I think this would even work into some of my fun ideas for card art and ascensions. Obviously you've got a cat girl. It's Alice in Wonderland, so you've probably got big frilly dresses and stuff. You probably want to emphasize maybe in one you're very Tomacat-esque with cat boots and paws, and then maybe you simplify that to gloves, or go even more gloves. No, because Alice is Rhyme. Rhyme's physical appearance is named based off a girl who's called Alice. Rhyme and the Cheshire Cat would be pals, though, because they're kind of the same, but I also, again, because I brought up this Cheshireization thing, I feel like the Cheshire Cat as a metaphor has even outgrown Alice in Wonderland. It's kind of taken on its own thing, being so iconic. So, there's wiggle room there. There's fun stuff. But I think at least one Ascension art and sprites would have, the cat stripes, but they would be transparent. So they would just be these tiger stripes that are just blended into the background. That could be a really cool effect that makes sense. You can have a lot of fun with this. Whatever artist they get could have a time to play around. So for armaments, I've got by default kitchen knife, which is a reference to American McGee's Alice. But actual reason why Saber and Noble Phantasm would be the Vorpal Sword.
Snicker snack.
Imagination is the only weapon against reality. That's the subtitle there. An EX rank anti-world Noble Phantasm, because basically what it is the Vorpal Sword is a thing. It's sharp. It's very sharp. The spear without a haft, the cutting edge. It appears in the poem Jabberwocky, which is read out in Alice in Wonderland. Actually, through the looking glass, technically. But still, it is a conceptual weapon that embodies the concept of sharpness. Because I'm a sucker for that. If anybody remembers the sci-fi show Warehouse 13, They had a very early episode where they had Masamune blades, katanas that were so sharp they cut light, so you could cloak behind them. If you drew the blade and held it in front of you, you turned fucking invisible. I love shit like that. Also, as discussing Cheshire as probably a very meta character, the joke I believe I used for bonus stage was that Cheshire would clearly write her own profile in the FGO game, because Cheshire Cat don't give a fuck. That's how sharp the Vorpal Sword is. It could cut words, or images, light, sound, the world, anything. You could cut anything you like. I'm imagining, kind of like maybe a clear crystal blade, though you could do stuff like maybe you draw it reflective, like a mirror, or other things like that. You could do a lot of fun stuff there. The primary thing I would say is, well, it can technically cut anything in the poem Jabberwock. They use it to slay the Jabberwocky, who is hell of a horrific, weird monster that galumphs and shoots laser eyes and shit. By the way, if you haven't read Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky, do. It's amazing. Like, on the one hand, it's part of Lewis Carroll's constant crusade to just be a gremlin, a literary gremlin, because it's full of fucking made-up words. But that's also why it's rad. And quite frankly, the weird nonsense lines have sunk so much into popular culture. Claws that catch, jaws that bite, shit like that. It's really good. You should go read it. I
always just remember Snicker Snack.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense, but...
Yeah, the direct line, the translation of going Snicker Snack through the Jabberwock. Our unknown narrator, is sleeping under the Tum Tum tree, and then he jumps up. It's pretty good. I do believe that's also where Jub Jub Bird is.
Oh god, fucking... I'm looking at it right now, but like these first two lines. Tusbra Lig and Slithy Toes, the Grail and Grimble, and the Wob... Was it Wabe? Wob? All Mimsy were the Burrow Groves, and all Momthroths outgrabe. Like, what the fuck?
It would be Wabe. Mimsy were the Burrow Groves, another great line. And then, the second stanza is my favorite, though, because that's the Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub Jub Burn, and shun the Fruminius Bandersnatch. You've heard that shit before. Manxome Foe is another great one. Took the Roll Sword and Phone, Manxome Foe. It's good. Jabberwock with eyes of flame, and burbled as it came. Sneaker Snack. It's good. Oh, Kaloo, that's another one. And then it's also shaped like itself. It starts where it ends. Yeah, no, it's short and it's amazing. But the main thing is, because in the poem it is used to kill the Jabberwock, which is clearly some kind of terrifying monster with eyes of flame, claws that catch, and all that. It is better suited to fighting monsters. Using it to cut a truly good hero would be harder than using it to cut an evil monster. Maybe you make it an anti-demonic trait damage or something, for instance, in that case. Definitely Pierce Invul before it activates kind of stuff. The sword cuts anything. Snicker Snack. And obviously, in D&D, the Vorpal Sword has kind of taken a word on its own, right? A powerful critting weapon that decapitates. The Vorpal Blade's really good. Big fan of those. But it's kind of generally there. I think, mechanics-wise, this design, this is one of my earlier Fanservant designs. It hasn't really gone anywhere, It's fairly in line with stuff we got. There were quite a few servants over the past couple of years that were sabers who probably fill this role mechanically, but design-wise, I had a lot of fun jotting down all the different things that are associated with the Cheshire Cat, and I encourage you to go look up even more. There's even more examples, and, throw in lots of different references to Jabberwock, Vorpal Sword, etc. It's a fun one. So I know that one was briefer than some, but not a lot to say there. Y'all hopefully know Cheshire Cat, and if you don't, go read. Read a book, nerd. And that brings us to a close. Like I said, I have a theme in mind for July. I need to go do math later and count up to make sure I've got all the numbers for it, and if I need to write some new profile ideas. Once again, remind everybody, everything you see in a vote, I already have that profile writ up. I don't ever write a list of character ideas I have and then write the one you vote on, because that would mean that I might not have done that work and have to put it off. So I prefer to do the work ahead of time when I've got time and then adjust the polls accordingly. But I've got some ideas, and we'll do some interesting stuff later. But yeah, that was Fanservant Friday. We did mailbag, we did news, we don't really have any free talk stuff. And unfortunately, especially after that last sneeze, my neck is kind of stiff. But we've been recording pre-edit for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, so I think that's a good solid episode. Got lots of stuff we hope you enjoyed and talked about, and I think we can probably wind down here. Obviously, you will have one more show to lock in your final anniversary predictions, but if you got any, you can start ticking. If you want to guesstimate the banners for, I guess just Hockenden is probably the easiest way to say it.
That's
but, yeah, the Hockenden event. Get your guesses in now. What kind of stuff we're going to see. I hope it's cool. You know, they don't. Obviously, this is our first new event after a brand new, Lost Belt story release, so they don't all got to be heavy hitters. But hope to see some fun stuff there. Get some new servants, do some things. So get your speculating in now. But if there's no other stuff we want to guesstimate, speculate on, or whatever, we'll wind down here.
Yeah, no, sounds good to me.
All right, Lucky's ready to get his clean on.
I am.
And I'm gonna be real. While this video is exporting, I'm probably gonna go run a vacuum or something, just because I've also been thinking about it. But yeah, we'll wind down now and leave you to go about your business. Once again, if you're watching this video on YouTube later, make sure to log in FGO, get your 30 St. Quartz, celebrate that anniversary. 5 years, give or take-ish. I think it's actually the 25th is the actual day the servers went live. Trying to remember. Because you could download FGO a little bit before the servers went hot. But yeah, thumbs up to FGO. We'll obviously cover the more bulk of the stuff as it comes out. Make sure also to check in with our other content. If you got time, if you're doing your own Seraph main interluding, or you're going to do rank ups or whatever. Be sure to check out our various other videos. Make sure to watch What's Up, our live stream show, where we'll talk about stuff and things. Probably a decent amount of Three Hopes stuff and things.
Yeah.
And also, some other stuff. We live stream that on Saturdays in the afternoon/evening after Let's Talk FGO comes out to public, so check it out. Make sure to also watch our Monday streams. We are streaming Great Ace Attorney Chronicles currently. You get to enjoy me and Lucky try and do accents and then consistently do accents through the entire episode. We are not always good at that.
But,
Listen, we try.
I try.
But if you're not watching that, go back and check them out.
I gotta work on the vampire. I really do.
Oh yeah, no, the case is great. That's why we called it early. They was just like, they didn't give us a 2 week. Well, not early. We called it right at the time, but that's because they didn't give us a 2 week continue. We're like, damn, this case is getting dense. Let's put a pauser here. We did a lot of things, but check those out as well every Monday. Keep your eyes peeled, like I said, for Wanted Castoria, our regular servant profile series. And so I'll be like I said, I'll be working on that video next week. Yeah, just keep your eyes on the prize. All right, outro time.
Oh, geez, Omega, you have to see this. Hang on, I'm just gonna link it. I'm just gonna straight up fucking link it.
Throw it to me.
It's the fucking opening fight scene.
Oh, damn. Is this video with sound, or should I wait until after we're done recording?
I don't hear any. Wait, hang on. There's no sound.
Okay, it's just the animation. If there is surprise sound, I'll be sure to mute it for you. Wow, yeah, that's like very original to form while also being like shafty.
Yeah, apparently, the animator is Hiroto Nagata, and it's fucking baller.
Yeah, the shading FX and everything is really good, but like I said, I'm pretty sure the choreo matches up very strongly to that actual like opening fight. So that's pretty interesting. I'll have to catch up on that as well. But alrighty, it's time for the outro. Like I said, my neck's getting stiff. The outro goes a little something like this. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like if you liked it. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I already said what kind of comments you should be shouting out to us. If you don't remember, go back. Listen to the episode again. You can also join our channel Discord. Our community Discord is linked in the video description and on our channel page. You can talk to lots of people about lots of things there. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Get those subscribies up. And, get all of our content when it comes out. You can also ring that bell for notification, so you always know when we post a new video or when we stream. Very helpful, especially with that Wanted coming up. You never know what hour Omega will post a Wanted. Is it midnight? Is it 1 a.m.? Is it 9 o'clock at night? Is it 2 in the morning? You don't know. So consider ringing the bell. Also consider joining our channel membership. Get access to membership badges and emotes. And, like I said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes audio early for as little as $1 a month or about $10 a year. You can get access to all video releases early, usually a day-ish early, other than when I forget to post it early to patrons. Sorry about that for this week's prog. I uploaded it, I did all the stuff, and then I went to bed. And I forgot about the fact that it was processing. Might be. But for stuff like Wanted, I'm much better. Sometimes I post Wanted like a week ahead of time if I'm really raring to go on my production values. So you can enjoy videos early. You can listen to us record Let's Talk FGO live and lots of other good stuff. And it really helps support us. Though obviously, I would warn everybody because Patreon is a monthly billing. You know, if you're concerned, you know, maybe wait a week before you lock that in because you will get double billed for both this last week and the new month. But you know, hey, some people free to go. And, yeah, I think that is everything. So this is this week's Let's Talk FGO. We'll see you guys next week for more. Possibly a lot more, you know, depending on how we decide to handle the anniversary.
We'll see you then.
Good day, everybody.